Passion's rising deep inside it. Feel the tension. There is so much you do to me. I could mention, but I won't. I'm high, sparks fly, even when I touch your shoulder. I feel your heartbeat, and I wanna take you over. I wanna take you. There's something taking over me. Lust, what it is, what it is, what it is, what. Lust, what it is, what it is, what. Passion growing every. Feel inspired. On a mission, and I don't wanna till we're tired. 'Cause you've got flavors like I'm so hungry. I'm so sure that you've got just what it is. Just let me find it.
Come and fly away with me. 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 Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. These the dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views.
Lust, I just can't help myself. Dig in now. Lust, I just can't help myself. Dig in now. Lust, I just can't help myself. Dig in now. Lust, I just can't help myself. Dig in now. Lust.
Never let them get you down. The ones who can't imagine who you really are. Oh, you really don't want them around. They can't see the truth, no. Baby, we belong among the highest stars. I can't see what you're gonna do. Oh, try to wings out with me, 'cause you know I believe we can fly where the eagles go to be free. We can step out tonight on the air that we breathe. We can fly where the eagles go to be free. Never gonna let you go. Now that you and I have flown into the sun. Oh, we're bathing in the afterglow. Here we are together on the journey of our lives. The future has begun, and I know what we're gonna do. Oh, try to wings out with me, 'cause you know I believe we can fly where the eagles go to be free. We can step out tonight on the air that we breathe. We can fly where the eagles go to be free. Try your wings out with me, 'cause you know I believe we can fly where the eagles go to be free. We can step out tonight on the air that we breathe. We can fly where the eagles go to be free. Na na na. Coming in the rhythm, alright. Gonna get you dancing all night. Oh, 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 I got it good, I can't stop. Oh, no. Come on, everybody, this is how we shake it up. We came here to party and we are gonna take it up. Wanna go for a ride, cause we're coming alive. Do you feel that feeling? From the floor to the ceiling. It's burning up and we don't stop. Do you feel that feeling? When they drop the music tonight, gonna give me just what I like. Oh, 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 we'll take it straight to the top. Yeah, yeah.
Flashbang's effective. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive. Oh, Chris! He's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God!
Can they actually close this out? Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mousesports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Welcome back to DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. We started off the day with a bit of a surprise. Fnatic couldn't make it against Team Spirit. They lost 2-0 in a big surprise, dare I say it. And now we have a new game on our hands. It's gonna be FaZe Clan taking on GODSENT. Now, Blur, welcome to this little alternative show. We have to substitute a few guys. There's some internet not working in Germany, but I'm sure you and I can get us through this one.
Yeah, welcome to the B stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be Ben bringing this one to you guys. But yeah, unfortunate that the internet just seemed to just got conked out in Germany, where Harry, Hugo, and Trace are. Hopefully, they do come back later on, but you guys kind of stuck with us, the two of us. But you know what I'm really going to be excited about? This particular matchup. FaZe versus GODSENT. They have two new players coming in, one for FaZe, which is a surprise. All of stepping down. I think a lot has been said about that already, Pimp. And, of course, a new addition of Farlick for the side of GODSENT. It's going to be interesting indeed.
It's definitely going to be interesting as we have a look on the group so far played out. As said, the first game of the day was Team Spirit taking on Fnatic, a game that I think a lot of us thought Spirit would win, but that didn't go that way, Blair, did it?
Yeah, I think that everyone got caught by surprise there. Fnatic especially, and JW in an interview mentioned how they're not really feeling it. And we saw this in Road to Rio as well. They have been looking very hit or miss at the moment, especially the individuals. And for a team like Fnatic, when the individuals feeling hit or miss, that's a very scary problem indeed. And Team Spirit showing that they aren't just a CIS powerhouse. They can kind of go toe-to-toe against the best that EU have to offer as well. We still have the matchup remaining between FaZe and, of course, GODSENT. I think this group is pretty much low-key the group of death, if you ask me.
It could potentially be, right? We'll still have to wait and see how Fnatic is going to play out the rest of the tournament. Same goes on for Spirit, but let's try to switch focus a little bit. Let's move into this matchup. We already touched upon it. FaZe taking on GODSENT, and I think there's a lot to talk about. And if we begin with FaZe Blur, a team that, 3-4 days ago, one of the greatest players of all time in CSGO announced that he's no longer going to be with them. Olaf Meister is out of FaZe Clan for now, and they're bringing in a new boy. Try to elaborate a little bit here. What's going on within the FaZe camp?
Yeah, I think that caught everyone by surprise, right? And Olaf, we could keep speaking for a couple of hours about what this guy's achieved in his career so far. Hopefully, this is not the end of the road for Olaf Meister. Hopefully, he does come back. But I do find it interesting how FaZe, obviously, firstly, the obvious thing is they have spent a lot of money on picking up this original lineup, right? Especially with the cold signing. And it's interesting how they're now going to EU to find some of the more unknown players. Brokey being one of the pickups which took place. And many people said he's not probably going to last long in the lineup, but he is shown to be a mainstay in his lineup with an AWP. And now picking up this new kid. Most people even struggling how to pronounce his name. I'll be real, I haven't seen him play yet so far, but Nico did pick him to be his player to watch out for 2020. And what an opportunity for him. Bimas, I think that's how he pronounced his name. And this is going to be a lot of pressure for him, especially considering his teammates he's going to be playing with Rain, Coldzera, and Nico. So I'm looking to see what he brings to the table here.
Yeah, I think that's going to be super interesting. And you're right, it's quite an interesting approach FaZe Clan is going around this. We'll look at this lineup, we think to ourselves, at least a few years ago back, we thought FaZe Clan, they're the equivalent to PSG, to the Real Madrid. They buy the biggest players out there, they bring in the superstars. That hasn't been the same FaZe Clan the past couple of years. When they needed a new player, of course, they brought in Coldzera, and he is in his own right a superstar. But bringing in Brokey, that's a big, risky move, I'd say, and he's been doing so far okay. Bringing in Bimas as well, or Bimas, or however we're going to pronounce it from now on, that is another, I would say, a rather risky move bringing in such a young talent. So to me, I find it super, super interesting to see how FaZe Clan has moved away from that, stigma where we just talk to them about that's the team that just buys the best player. They go for the Nikos, they go for the Coldzeras. They are also willing to bring in new talent. And as you said, it's going to be super interesting to see how much of an impact Bimas can have.
Yeah, indeed. And I think this is a trend that's happening right now generally in Counter-Strike, so to speak. You see a lot of additions taking place, a lot of, some of the stand-ins coming in. We saw, for example, for the side of North, we had Christoph coming in. He was pretty much a nobody for most of us as well. It's an interesting trend, and I'm personally happy. I want to see a little bit of fresh blood coming in. And of course, it's going to be a lot of pressure. But let's not forget, Olaf being, I think JW mentioned in his interview, Olaf, the one thing which made him so impactful in his teams was his communication, the glue holding the team together. So his lack of presence in his lineup right now could be a big problem. And I feel like those shoes are a little too big for Bimas to kind of fill in a very short period of time. So I think it's going to be a long game here we got to be taking a look at. But for starters, as a first matchup, I'm curious to see how this one's going to play out.
Definitely. I think I have a feeling, Blair, the two of us are going to talk a lot now coming up to this matchup. So let's have a look at what the players themselves said before this matchup.
We did a good job against GODSENT on this road to Rio. It's kind of hard a little bit when you play against these teams because sometimes they like to play kind of YOLO, so they play more individual. If you don't have your skill on point, it's kind of hard to beat them. They have good players, but at the same time, it's good to play against them because they did the same things like always.
GODSENT look to find their 11th round. There's only 3 players in the way of that.
Oh, Brokey, no. Hello. There it is, come on. And he's got this crossfire set up with Cold. Oh dear, Makalele finds that out the hard way. Cold and Olaf with that crossfire set up, they're able to hold the fort.
When you play online, some teams, they like to play more aggressive and they don't have the terms of pressure on their side because they're playing at home. So if they lose, they're going to say, okay, we get the next one. And I think we're getting like more confidence playing online as well.
Always interesting to hear from the players themselves. I do notice the Cold Zero saying that online players tend to have less pressure. Would you say that's a good thing for FaZe coming into this matchup, considering the roster changes?
I think for Bimas, whether it's online or not, it's going to be a lot of pressure for him in particular, right? And if you look at the other teams, I do agree. I mean, this has been said quite often so far. Some of the teams who aren't the land beast, so to speak, right? They have been performing quite on point. The online scene, you know, playing from the comfort of their own homes, no crowd around, none of the pressure of the media, the crowd, whatnot, really helping matters out. This is a question which I want to throw back to you, Pimp, actually. I want to see what sort of approach you're going to be taking here. This is kind of a long-term approach. This is not a stand-in scenario we see here. We don't know when Olaf is he going to be coming back. We have no idea about that. Are they going to be forcing Bimas to fill in all of the roles, which is going to be very rough indeed? Or are they going to start to switch up the way the team operates and kind of make him feel a little bit more comfortable? I think that's going to be the big question on everyone's minds right now.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be interesting. I think we'll get some of those answers when we get this match started. Now, we have another team also playing in this one. That's going to be GODSENT Blur. There's also been roster changes circulating around that lineup. Michael Lille, no longer part of the starting five for GODSENT. He was part of the core of the lineup there, I said. Now they brought in a Danish dude called Farley, who I had the pleasure of watching in Road to Rio. I think he's a super skilled player. I think he's super interesting. Potentially one of the brightest talents we have in Denmark right now. But how do you fancy his chances already now to find success in GODSENT?
I think this is a great pickup. This is a very great pickup. Nothing against Michael Lele. I mean, he was the guy behind this, the lineup coming together. But this, in my eyes, at least based on a very simple eye test, is a definite upgrade, right? They need the star power. And Michael Lele, while he might add some intangibles in the server, coming to just the offing side of things, I think Frolic is definitely someone who's really stepping up. And also, I think it's a great time to add him in the lineup. You're playing online games a lot right now, and I think for him it's going to be less of pressure as well. You got able teammates in the form of Crystal, Madden, Sticko, and of course Zen as well. I'm interested to see how they're going to play. They look pretty decent in the road to Rio. Sure, they had a few losses here and there. They had a couple of wins, primarily the win over North, who have been underperforming right now. But with Frolic coming in, this could be the catalyst to make GODSENT a force to be, well, not maybe a top 10 team at the moment, but something to be reckoned with, whoever is going to be playing against them.
And that's where I want to steer the conversations towards, right? Because GODSENT, how good are they? I think it's a team that is incredibly hard to understand, in the sense that we have seen them play well against some of the best teams in the world. We've also seen them lose against teams they should not be losing against. So where do we put them in the landscape of Counter-Strike right now? Is it a team that has the potential to be a top 10 team? Should we even expect them to be competitive against a team like FaZe Clan, who has recently have shown a very good form despite losing Olafmeister? Where do we put GODSENT? Where's the box for them, sort of?
They're not a FaZe. They're not a FaZe anytime soon. Like, even if you look at the online results we've seen so far, it's been very hit or miss, right? The wins have been looking pretty impressive. I've seen some good things come out from them, but I think they're still kind of the middle of the pack at the moment. And I might even dare say that they might be, in that group, the weakest team, if you ask me, even with the addition of Frolic. You might look at Spirit and be like, yeah, they're a CIS team, but let's be real, they're probably the best CIS team right now form-wise. They just beat Fnatic 2-0 as well, literally an hour back. So I feel GODSENT have a lot to prove at the moment.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right about that. Let's hear what GODSENT had to say about this matchup.
It's more important to be mentally prepared at this kind of stage. We have been preparing a lot, like small details. We're gonna mentally be more prepared and more ready to face these harder opponents.
For GODSENT, but you can definitely maintain hope. Hold on, Sticko calling the nade out, makes it around the corner, and even goes to short to find one a second as well. He is determined to make up for past mistakes. The nades, the molly. Oh, that's tragic, and Sticko aces the final round.
Playing against FaZe a few weeks ago, it was we showed some really good positives against them, but they really well countered our playstyle in this particular game. We're gonna be more prepared and more like abuse their playstyle and take it advantage from that.
Super interesting to see what GODSENT have to offer. I think when Zen is saying they showed potential against FaZe Clan, I think he's spot on. But question is that enough against a FaZe Clan that as of recently have shown a pretty good form, despite the fact they just lost all of last time?
Yeah, I mean, the only two losses they had was against the G2, who really stood up, and of course, they lost to Astralis. Can't take anything away from them, the best team in the world right now. And I feel like, looking at this matchup, man, I feel both of them have two new players coming in. Like, these are proper new players, right? These are not stand-ins. And man for man, I think Frolic is obviously a more proven player. We still have to see a lot from Bimas before he does anything here. But I think just the sheer firepower they have, just the form they've been portraying so far in Road to Rio, is going to give FaZe the edge.
We cannot get this match started before we know what maps they're going to play on Blur. Initially thinking, where do you expect us to land here? Are we looking at some Mirage? Where are we at? Definitely not.
Mirage, yeah, Mirage is very good. That's simple. Like, Mirage is perma-ban coming in from GODSENT. It's also a map which FaZe really like to play, so that's a smart ban coming out from them. Vertigo ban from FaZe, no surprises there. Now, the Nuke pick makes sense. They've been looking pretty good on Nuke. It's a map that GODSENT seem to have the protocols on. I think this is very, very typical from both the teams. Inferno is a map that FaZe really do like playing, albeit GODSENT aren't, they don't look very uncomfortable on it, right? And going to Dust 2, if it does go to Dust 2, I feel like FaZe will have the edge just based on the firepower they have. But I think all these three maps, at least Inferno, at least Dust 2 and Inferno are two maps where the newer players might feel a little bit more comfortable. But coming to Nuke, that's interesting. GODSENT picking Nuke, which requires a lot more coordination, a lot more comms, a lot more protocols being right, with pretty much a brand new player coming in. That's a statement right there. That's them being confident that their system is going to take them through.
Yeah, and that is going to be very interesting to see how FaZe Clan is going to incorporate the new player within that system. As you're alluding to, it requires a lot of communication, it requires the right tendencies, it requires a good rotation and good understanding of how to move around the map. And does he have that? Has he had enough time with FaZe Clan? We are aware that he's been practicing with them for a day or two, but realistically speaking, you cannot learn all that in just a day or two. We even saw with Astralis early in this tournament, when they played Nuke for the first time, they lost Glaive. They didn't have the outside anchor, so to speak, and they were looking miserable on a map like Nuke. So I agree with you. The Nuke map is going to be super interesting. Just on top of your head right here, Blur, before we head into a break, who's going to win this one?
Oh, that's a hard one. I'm just going to go with my gut here. I think it's going to be FaZe. I think they just have the firepower to pull this one off. What about you?
I think you're spot on. I think FaZe Clan is the better team. They have the more firepower. They have the better individuals. But we'll have to wait and see after the break here. Boys, it's going to be FaZe Clan taking on GODSENT straight after the break.
Your voice, but still it's not enough. 'Cause I need us. I swear it's the last time I'm going. 'Cause I know we got that something. It lights up the dark at night. So you keep the engine running, and I'll be the headlights. You alright. I don't know where you are, but I know you see it too. I'm coming back to you. I swear it's the last time I'm going.
And there we have it. We are about to be ready with FaZe Clan taking on GODSENT. Blue, I don't know about you, but that analysis desk segment right there, that was garbage. I don't know what these guys are talking about. I think GODSENT is a team to be reckoned with. I think Farley as an AWP player is stunning. And I think that FaZe without Olofmeister, that could be a bit worrisome, couldn't it?
It could get worrisome, but also I feel like it's testing grounds. I feel this entire tournament has been testing grounds for a lot of these teams. And of course, coming into Nuke, it is going to be the testing ground. And I feel it's going to be more pressure on GODSENT right now. They picked this map, and it is a map where they would be obviously looking to win. It's a map they're very comfortable on. And I want to see where they're going to be placing Farlig. And for FaZe, it's more about feeling things out. You know, it's not their map pick. They have a couple more maps coming in. And for one, I'm ready for this one. I'm ready for this bad boy.
FaZe being the clear odds favorites here, provided by Betway, and also the favorites considering they're starting on the CT side. Bimas here, opting towards ramp, taking over Olofmeister's spot, and that's going to be a rush going towards ramp. Coldzera in a good position here, though. Gets the first one, gets the second one, almost the third one. Bimas not falling away, or is he? There we go. Can't really figure out what decision he has to make. It's a 3 versus 3 all of a sudden. Coldzera getting off to a good start, but Bimas a little bit unsure whether to not fighting with him or falling back. Pick the middle decision right here, and it seems like the round has slowed a bit down.
Yeah, that was a little curious. I felt like, I don't think it's just him having to make the decision. I feel like comms are a little bit off, but Nico's position, this is brilliant. He spots the bomb on 2 bullets, 2 kills. Thank you very much. And it's all on Crystal now. And he's floating around the low bomb side back. Vance is going to be making his way upstairs. But the bomb down and the 3 CDs alive. He's got a lot of work to do, does Crystal. He's going to be creeping up. And he spots on Nico. Now we do have the reinforcements arriving. He finds 1, 2 more to find. He's going to pick up the bomb though, but this is going to get a little tricky indeed.
Sure is, and he gets taken down by Rain, and I guess that's the start you want if you're FaZe Clan. Getting Coldzera ready, getting Nico ready, the 2 superstars off this lineup. We get to see it one more time here from Coldzera. Just nice and crispy. And then we asked about it coming into the game. Bimas, is he going to be just taking over Olofmeister's role, or is that going to change it up? It seems like he's going to be the ramp player just like Olofmeister was when he was playing in FaZe Clan. So far we get a few answers to our questions, and we got FaZe off to a good start. One up here, GODSENT. They went for a force buy though. Question is, what do they have planned with it? Farley with a scout, the rest of the team bought up deagles, Mac-10s, and grenades, so they must have a plan behind this.
Of course they do, but I just want to point out, like you touched upon, I think that's the easiest protocol to follow, right? I mean, you have a new player coming in, you're trying him out, there's not much time to really prep for this tournament or for this group, so you just let him fill into all of spot. At least the team can work around it, and like you said, they go for the initial pick with the scout, but Nico says no. FaMAS kill really helped out with the fact that lack of head armor making things easy. Brokey's going to strike onto Madden, and one by one GODSENT start to fall. Crystal's left alive. He doesn't have any Kevlar, there just has a Tech 9 in his hands, and Nico, he is looking for more.
Looking for more indeed. Coldzera sitting in a good position to deal with this attack. Finds the first one. Can't quite connect the second one, but still stays alive. And I guess that's the most important thing right here. Gets the backup coming in from heaven. And well aware where Coldzera is. They can't really do anything about it. Sen posted in with a Mac-10 on this distance. Not the strongest weapon. And Coldzera, all he has to do is stay alive. Nico comes in, acts as backup. And Stiku down to 3 HP. Nothing to do for him in this round. Doesn't even have anything to throw it. Nico gets the last and final kill as well, and you can say that is pretty much the perfect start for FaZe Clan. Not losing a single player in a force buy coming out from GODSENT. The money is going to start to build up, and they are well aware now, GODSENT, they have to take a full save. So let's assume it's going to be a 3-0. Is that what you expected coming into this one? FaZe with a strong start?
I still think it's very early days, right? And I love what FaZe did, what Nico rather did in that pistol round. Like the moment they knew they spotted 4 players out towards ramp, he went for the little bit of a risky play, pushed in towards Squeaky. He got that angle, and GODSENT were completely unaware as to Nico's position. And I agree with you, that was a very well played anti-eco. Not losing a single player, that means this round, as long as they play their cards right, they could survive this. And they don't even have any SMGs, it's rifles all around. These FAMASas can be quite good indeed. A little bit of aggression from coldzera. He will take a bit of damage here. He's going to be falling on back. No speed of 50s, and Deagles can still do a little bit of extra damage onto FaZe. So they want to play this one a little bit passively. And Bimas, the first test for the young lad of FaZe, switches over to burst fire, a spray fire. They actually gets 2 kills, but quickly does taken down. And they have retrieved the FAMAS, but Nico and coldzera not really allowing GODSENT to get much done with the solitary FAMAS they picked up. And that's going to be round number 2 of FaZe. Just to 1 casualty in 2 rounds. That's a great start for them.
It's a superb start for FaZe Clan, as we saw Bimas getting into the action as well, getting the first 2 kills of his FaZe career. It's going to be super, super interesting to follow this young dude's journey within FaZe Clan. He's joining one of the, dare I say, biggest squads out there, playing with the likes of coldzera, Nico, and Rain, legends of the game. It's going to be a big task for him now. We get to see him play out in the first buy round. Farley, the new addition to GODSENT as well, picking up that AWP. Of course, he's going in and he's taking over the role for Michael, who was the team's AWP player coming into this one. So it'll be interesting to see how he's going to start off with. Stuku finds a nice kill on Rain right here. He's been playing well as of lately. Rain, not off to a great start, but question is if that matters too much. Nonetheless, GODSENT starts off good here. Seems like Stuku has a good idea that could be a player behind this smoke. coldzera. Question is who's going to find who first. They're waiting for each other. coldzera finds the kill. It's the waiting out the smoke duel. We've seen it so many times, and he equals it out. 4 versus 4 now as GODSENT take on yard control.
I love how coldzera just repositioned himself, not holding the corner angle, but kind of sticking in the middle the second the smoke dissipated, and kind of throwing Sticko's aim askew. And this is GODSENT pushing up towards Hell. Bimas. I do believe that's how he pronounces his name. That's HLTV confirmed for as far as I'm aware. And he's going to be waiting here patiently. Now he's going to be spotting out Madden, and he's going to snap straight onto him. Now he's completely unaware there's a player who's made his way towards Heavens. But the man advantage definitely established for FaZe for the time being. Now Bomb with Crystal. And he needs to bide his time. He can't just push on in. He's waiting patiently, and Bimas is going to be walking on up. Frolic finds Nico. That's massive. Suddenly things have turned around, and now Crystal's going to be dropping into the upper bomb side, but it's going to be coldzera. It's going to find the frag. Bomb on the side, and look at what Brokey's doing on the ladder. But Frolic's going to get the kill, and there's going to be GODSENT getting the first round on board.
Yeah, and there was a round that was going back and forth. I like the re-aggression coming in from coldzera, and then we get to see Farley getting his first frag for GODSENT as well. That shot right there to finish up the round versus Brokey. That was interesting, and quite an interesting round as well. Brokey, he was sitting inside that vent with an AWP for the majority of the round. I'm not too sure that's the smartest place to be, so maybe already now we're seeing a tendency of FaZe Clan not really sure how to incorporate this new player into the lineup. At least Brokey didn't look like a guy who was feeling comfortable. Nico, though, is off to a great start this time around. Doesn't win the duel. Crystal finds him, and that leaves GODSENT in a great position. Now, I like FaZe being aggressive here in the beginning, but they haven't been too lucky with it. Rain went down in the first buy round. 9 Nico, and they're playing a man behind pretty much all the rounds right now. GODSENT don't really want to do too much here. Falling back, taking out the tempo of the match, and that's exactly what you want to do. You find the first frag, and then you regroup and make a new plane, which we can see right here.
What I find interesting is Bimas having to deal just with the Desert Eagle, right? You have every one of his teammates with the rifles, no one really opting to drop him anything. And that's an interesting thought process right there from FaZe Clan early on. He's going to be playing towards the Hell area, just trying to spot someone out, gathering some information. Rain has been comparatively a little quiet. He hasn't got a single kill since that initial pistol round where he got the final frag. Now, he's going to be a sole player towards Advanced area. They have no information. There's no one towards secret. There's no one towards the lower bomb. So they've gambled a lot in the fact that it's going to be a ramp play or a lobby hit. And that's going to allow Crystal to walk on up to the lower bomb side and clear it out. Pretty much all by his lonesome. And now he's going to be calling for the rest of his teammates, reinforcements to arrive. And he's making a lot of noise, and that's fine. There's no rotations taking place. They're actually expecting a rotation, Pim, but they haven't budged yet half phase. They're going to find a player on the bomb side as Bimas, but there are 2 players already in waiting. One in heaven, and one inside of the hut.
Yeah, well done by GODSENT, well done by Maiden, finding the first frag towards Bimas right there. Probably made it around, swing the way of GODSENT before it even transpired. Brokey see if he can save the AWP towards CT spawn. Quite interesting, Crow round right here. Crystal trying to fake the lower bomb side, as you were talking about. Not a rotation being made by FaZe Clan, but it did look like BMS was not really aware that it could be an inside hit. So I think we're already now seeing small tendencies of FaZe Clan maybe not feeling too comfortable with the new boy on the team. And as we saw with Astralis when they played Nuke for the very first time without Glaive, well, it makes sense, especially on that CT side. You need so much synergy. You need so much like good communication and good understanding for each other that even when you just remove a single player from that occasion, it gets tough to play at your top level. So I think this is a situation where we need to see Rain, we need to see coldzera, and we need to see Nico step it up. We can't have those guys dying in the beginning of the rounds as we just saw happen right here. Great response from GODSENT, 3-2 now, and now it's FaZe Clan with no money in the bank.
Yeah, and I think that's something that you did hit right on the head of the nail there. You can't really put too much pressure on BMS, right? He is the new player coming in. This is a map also, mind you, which is why I'm not going to be reading too much into this one for FaZe Clan, where, like you said, protocols need to be in order, and when, especially, it's not even a map pick, right? And I doubt they've really have any drills, so to speak, with BMS yet. Right now, it's them just telling him where to go, what to do, and just filling his role. You can't really blame him for, not really being that effective yet. And right now, it's pretty much an eco round, but I say that, and it's going to be Brokey finding one. Nico with a USB chiming in with a frag of his own as well, and is looking for more. Suddenly, it's a man advantage of FaZe, and Nico continuing to aggress is looking for more, and this time it could work out wonderfully for him. He's going to spot one out. Nico ready and waiting, and Nico, Nico flips around, 180 shot. Nico falls, and that's equilibrium established for the time being.
There would have been the kill for Nico right there. Now, GODSENT gets to plant the bomb. coldzera moving in with an M4 in hand, though. Not quite aware there's a player below him. Gets the kill, though. Now, however, 2 versus 2. Sen in a good position, though, sitting in the vents, making it super tough for Brokey. Or is he finding a kill towards Styko? Now, there's only one player left, and that has to be Sen, clutching out this 1 versus 2. The good thing for him is the bomb has been planted. Not quite for his ankle, though. No kit on the FaZe Clan players, I'm pretty sure, so they will have to stick the bomb. They'll have to go for the bomb defuse relatively soon. They have no idea where Sen is playing from, and there we go. He has a kit. Doesn't find the bomb quick enough, though, and Sen gets the kill, and that's it. Round over, but a great attempt here from FaZe Clan as we see them duel it out. coldzera gets away with the kill and probably also survive. So despite FaZe Clan not investing a lot into this round, they got a lot out of it, putting on a lot of pressure towards GODSENT and almost winning the round. Unfortunate for Brokey, didn't get on that bomb quickly enough, and then, of course, Sen find a good angle up from window, took him down, and then coldzera couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's a pretty substantial economic damage being dealt out onto that side of GODSENT, but they're not going to be too worried about it. They still have a little bit of buffer, at least for Madden and for Zen. And of course, T-side of any map, even though your money might be slim, you can always eke something out. And we do see a foster play coming. He's going to be walking on dry, and Nico, he's going to take that any day of the week. What are they thinking? As Nico's going to find himself 2 free frags, and now Crystal not even able to get the trade. Styko does find BMS in the meantime towards the ramp area. And the youngster has been struggling a little bit so far. Still early days, though. There's not much to read from that. Look at Nico re-aggressing. And he's going to find a 3rd kill for himself. No, he runs out of bullets. But he has enough time to switch over to his USB. And it's going to be all on Styko now as Brokey chimes in with a frag of his own. And Styko left alone in a 1v4 with the bomb dropped out in the open.
Yeah, it's going to be a super tough one for him. Nico almost getting punished for not reloading his M4. Good thing for him is that a mate to help him out. Brokey also saved his ass afterwards. And now, as you said, Styko in a 1 versus 4 has a lot of time to play with, but the bomb is outside on yard, and I think he's well aware that there's nothing he can do in this position. So his primary goal now will be to save this AK-47, bringing it into the next round, and by then FaZe Clan once again will take the lead in this one. A great round, and again, great to see Nico being so aggressive, getting away with 3 kills total in this round, off to a super, super good start. If I'm not mistaken, he's sitting at 9 kills at the moment. So good to see him stepping up. And as for GODSENT, not a bad start at all, right? I think they're putting on a lot of pressure towards FaZe Clan, and they can't be quite happy with 3 rounds so far.
Oh yeah, 100%. And now it's going to be the 4th round in the next few seconds, right? So and this is exactly what we needed to see. We needed to see the likes of a Cole, Nico, Rain, and even Brokey. At this point in time, he's no longer the newbie on the team, right? He's pretty much been around for quite a while. You need everyone else to step up here and make BMS feel comfortable. And considering it is GODSENT's map pick, this is a pretty good start here. That was a huge run for Nico, albeit I'm a little surprised that GODSENT went for that. They went for the fast plays towards outer. They knew it was going to be a buy round. They knew that there was probably an op in the hands of Brokey. So Pim, break this bit down for me. This is confusing.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing. But Nico got away with the USP, right? And I feel GODSENT, they let a big opportunity slip out of their hands now. As you can see, right side corner of your screen, there's not a lot of money to work with for GODSENT. Farley has an AWP in hand, but Crystal and Maiden, let's sit back with just the Deagle. We have seen Maiden, though, be super well playing with the Deagle so far, so he's definitely dangerous now. Question is, can he find the opening? Can he find the impact you want to see from the, I would say, the star prospect of GODSENT? Starting out slow here. Maybe that's part of the game plan as well, to put on some pressure on Bimas. He's new to the team, doesn't have a lot of experience, so try to bully him a little bit here in the beginning. That's probably not a bad idea.
Indeed, it's not, as they know. Here's the thing, right? They're going to be targeting Ramp quite a bit. They know where there's a new boy playing. They know he's very new when it comes to this level of Counter-Strike. And I wouldn't be surprised. We still have a lot of rounds remaining to be played. 8, in fact, on this T side for GODSENT. And I wouldn't be surprised if they keep trying to bully Bimas towards the ramp area. And I'm 100% sure the FaZe are going to be aware of that. That means they're going to be sending another player there, leaving the upper bomb side very vulnerable. As coldzera is going to find one, he needs to find more, but they're going to go for the double P. But coldzera, brilliant start from him. He's going to find 4, and Brokey jumps in with a frag of his own as well. Brilliant hold from Cold there, especially the spray transfer onto the player in HUD. Yeah. Pure filth from Cold.
Do us a favor, production. Let's see that one more time. That was absolutely stunning by coldzera. And I wanted to say a little bit bad play from GODSENT as well. The first guy who ran out, there was no refrag coming in for coldzera in the beginning. We get to see him right here. Look at that. He's jumping in by himself. That's Crystal. Leading by example, sure thing. But where's the rest of the team? Gave coldzera too much time to regroup, too much time to re-aim. And I guess, you know, there's a reason why he was considered not only one of the best players, but the best player in the world at a certain time. coldzera still got it, and there was an amazing 4K right there. And another big opportunity missed by GODSENT. Now they have to fully save, not investing anything into this round. And maybe that's the round where Bimas gets some confidence now. They're going towards ramp, has an M4 in hand, and against no armored players, this should be relatively easy for him. Let's see, spots the first guy, and again, falls back, plays it smart, puts some Molotov behind him, and not taking any chances. I like that from the young, new prospect in FaZe Clan. Loki finds the first one, finds the second one as well. Got coldzera and Nico to help him, and that should be an easy round. There we go. Not a single kill on the side of GODSENT, and once again, FaZe Clan goes through it without losing a member, and you can see the money is slowly but surely starting to build up. All because of coldzera with that amazing 4K.
And this is really good from FaZe. They have 33 kills in total between Cold, Nico, and Brook. It's 13, 11, and 9, and that is them doing the brunt of the heavy lifting. Arena's had a quiet game so far, but it's still very early in the series here, and that's exactly what they need to do. They have the firepower. They have some of the best players who've ever graced the game of Counter-Strike Global Offensive on that lineup, and that's what they need to do here. But Nico gets completely mowed on a drive-by by Crystal through the smoke. And it's going to do the smart thing and fall on back. And that's a huge kill, considering Crystal's the only player with the SMG. coldzera, lucky to stay alive there. They try to go in for the push, try to go in for the trade, but that silo saving him. Right now, though, I mean, just got to point it out, Pim. This is very interesting from FaZe. They're looking very solid indeed, considering they lost the first couple of rounds. But Zen finding Rain, and that's going to neutralize the man advantage they had, and they're going to be going for a fast pace with low bomb side.
Yeah, I don't know what Rain was doing in that duel right there. There was no need for him to fight. Bimas now has to take a duel towards lower, and he can't quite connect the spray, or can he? Finds the kill, and Stuko gets away. That's good for him now. Has to wait for the backup. coldzera finds the kill towards 10. And now we got a 3 versus 1. coldzera has to come in as a backup. Crystal find the first one towards ramp. Now bomb is down, faking the door open. That could be a big problem right here. That is well played by Crystal. Now can he find the kills? That is Alpha. Omega doesn't find the kill. Nope. coldzera gets him, and he's off to such a strong start. Look at that. For a 16-3, 132 ADR into the game so far, and a 7-3 lead for FaZe Clan. Despite it being GODSENT's map pick, I think they can be super happy about this start. Bimas, yeah, maybe not having the strongest start as an individual, but he's playing smart. He's trying to do the good thing for the team. And so far, when you have coldzera in this form, then what are you going to do if you're GODSENT?
Yeah, I think Bimas is doing his role perfectly. Yeah, he's not really lighting the scoreboard on fire, but his job is not to be the hole, not to be the weakest link on the team right now. He's not really making too many mistakes. I like how he's not overextending. Now, let's be real here. He's a new player coming in. You want him to have those, you know, the spray downs, get a 4K, maybe an eco bash coming in, maybe pull off, you know, against 5 Glocks, get an ace and get his blood pumping, get a confidence going. But right now, he's not going for any of those things. He's been given the responsibility of holding ramp, gathering information, formation. And I like the way he's doing it here. He falls back, he doesn't take unnecessary fights. And like you mentioned, Pimp, when you have coldzera and Nico, coldzera especially popping off like this, Bimas just has to do what is being told, and they could potentially just win this map, which is GODSENT's map pick.
Yeah, let's see how that pans out. We did see a timeout come in here from GODSENT, and I think that's a great timing to settle down, maybe discuss what is the approach going to be from, they say, the Swedish-owned organization of GODSENT. It's a multi-international squad with players from all over the world, but pretty sure the organization itself has its roots in Sweden. Now, Crystal taking yard control once again. Rain, really been looking good so far in this game, but as you said, and as you alert to, as long as you have coldzera playing up to that level, then you don't need Rain, you don't need Brokey for that matter in order to step it up. When you have coldzera dropping 16 frags in just 10 rounds, then that should be enough for a team like FaZe Clan. Farley still peeking. Nico finds a kill towards Maiden, and that's an interesting duel as well. Nico gets away with a smoke as well, goes for another duel as Rain comes out and finds 2 kills towards Yard. I just said it, you hadn't really done much in this game so far, but finding 2 kills right here, and that's just completely dismantling GODSENT play. This is looking way too easy for FaZe Clan.
That's looking very easy. I think Rain heard you there, and he's like, all right, I'm going to show what I'm going to do here, and just completely destroys them. And I love the re-aggression from them. This moment Nico gets the kill, they know, FaZe knows that the T's are going to be, kind of tunnel vision onto Nico playing in that secret area, the secret entrance, and the Rain just pops out 2 quick kills, Brokey champs at another, and Rain finishing it off with a 3K. This is a little scary for GODSENT, and that's a terrifying thing about his FaZe lineup. Yeah, they might have a stand-in coming in, but I have to keep, reiterating the fact that you look at the players this team has and how dominant any one of them can be. Cole pops off, he can take over the game. Nico pops off, he can take over an entire series as well. So this is GODSENT feeling a little bit perturbed at the moment, if you ask me, as Nico wants for another kill for him, and they're just getting mowed down. Zen does at least get the trade, and now Sticko with the deagle pushing in. He's all alone though, and needs to find his kill, but he is caught in a very, very rough spot indeed.
Not much Sticko can do about this. Brokey gets another kill to his name, up to 11. Also a fine start by the young player. We saw in the timeout an interesting statistic being brought up by the production that he's currently joined in the lead for most clutches against top 30 teams the last 6 months. And the player he's sharing that role with is Frozen. So 2 of the youngsters out there, 2 of the new players, 2 of the potential stars of tomorrow are also the big clutchers as of recently. That's very interesting to me that it's not some of the older players that at least has the experience, but I guess the new blood got the confidence, and that's sometimes enough to win the 1vx situations. Now, 9-3 for FaZe, and I think we're nearing in at a point where GODSENT, they have to find a round or 2 more in order to believe that they can make this comeback, right?
That's a lot of smokes. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Going to map number 2, I don't think they're going to be necessarily feeling super confident if this map pick of theirs is going to fall apart. We still have to see the CD side, but this is something which we both of us touched upon earlier as well. CD side nuke, especially when you have a stand-in playing in or you're a new lineup, that's when it gets harder. Those rotations, the comms, the protocols you have to follow, those are what's really harder. T-side's actually comparatively a little bit better. So they want to get more than three rounds here. They are setting up for this upper hit, Pimp. But can they finally find success? I think that's a question on everyone's minds at the moment.
Rain is indeed in a good position to deal with it though. Question is, will he be affected by the flashes now? Walks in, takes the duel right here, can't really find Sticko, and question is, he's gonna close the door. He is. Finds Sticko through the wall, that's perfectly played by Rain. Finds another one towards Maiden, and now it's all of a sudden a 3 versus 2. Brokey coming in from heaven as well, with the backup, with the AWP in hand. Farley, we haven't seen much of him in this game so far. He'll have to step it up right here, right now. Goes for a shot towards the doors, 10 finds a kill, and that's a nice shot by Farley. All of a sudden turning around the round. And now we have to see the new boy on the block. Bimas in a 1 versus 2, 20 seconds left. Farley is still sitting on side. Question is he going to check just below him? And the other player's playing the bomb lower, so this could be a strong one right here. Finds the first kill now. Has to figure out that the bomb is not planted on this upper bomb side. He does realize it, but time is of the essence now. He has to be fast player.
He has to be very fast. Oh! Okay! Welcome to FaZe, Clan Bimas. Welcome to FaZe.
What a wonderful way to start your career with FaZe Clan, and I have to question Sten's decision-making. He's well aware that he already bought himself 10-15 seconds off the bomb timer just by the fact that Bimas wasn't aware the bomb was planted on the lower bomb side. Why on earth are you taking that duel? It is nicely done by Bimas, a fantastic clutch coming in from the new player, but you have to question Sten's decision-making right here. Another big opportunity missed by GODSENT. They cannot keep doing this. Otherwise, I am afraid FaZe Clan will run all over them.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. He had all the time in the world, like you very aptly pointed out. The bomb got planted, and Bimus took quite a while, because for the longest time, he thought it was planted towards an upper bomb site, right? And he didn't have to take this fight. He could have just played the bomb. He could have just gone around, just played towards ramp, played towards control room. Bimus would have needed a lot of time to clear all those angles, and even with a kit, it would have been very, very close indeed. Madden, that's nice. Okay, all right, that's unreasonable now.
Okay, he's getting started up, and we did sort of taunt him as being the star player of GODSENT. I think that's the player with the most potential to be a star of tomorrow. We have seen how good he can be. Not off to a good start in this game, but maybe this will turn it around for him. At least it's a very nice double kill on towards Brokey and Wayne, and that leaves only 3 FaZe players alive. Question is if they can do anything about this. They have to re-aggress somewhere, or at least hope that coldzera potentially can get another 4K. Sitting in a good position here, but not sure where GODSENT is going to go just yet. Smoke goes down towards the door, and coldzera, well, basically left all for himself in this inner bomb site.
Yeah, this is going to be hard. Even for someone like Cole, who's been having a baller of a game so far, this might be a little bit too much to ask of him. Now, Crystal might not be able to get the flank on, because you do have a one player. Oh, the timing, though. He's actually going to get the flank in here, and it's going to be quite troublesome indeed. Nico, however, catches Crystal, making his way through Mini, and that's going to give a little bit of an opportunity for coldzera to make something happen, but he's completely blinded, and he's going to fall to Madden, but Bimus finding Faldig, and he's going to fall, leaving it all to Nico. In a 1v3, he's going to find one, but the trade comes in. Madden with a massive 4K. The first 2 kills especially, that was just unreasonable. That was ridiculous from him. But if that's what's going to take GODSENT to win the rounds, so be it.
Yeah, and you can argue it's a little bit lucky, right? It's obviously a nice spray transfer right here from Maiden, or a nice spray there. It gets off with an additional 2 kills. Another one through the smoke. So 3 kills through the smoke for Maiden in this round. Maybe that's exactly what GODSENT needed. A 4th round on the board, making it 10-4 now. See how the last round of the first half is going to play out. Nico has had a strong start to this game. 131 ADR, and he's been super aggressive towards Yard. Once again, taking the secret position, hoping for someone to walk into his crosser. And as we've seen so far, Crystal has been super aggressive towards Yard as well. I really like the approach by FaZe Clan. They're letting some of the star players really shine in this new setup there. At least they're taking the responsibility upon them, and so far they've been delivering. coldzera and Nico, definitely 2 of the best players here in the first half.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think that's what we all expected, or we expected the stars to shine. And oh, this little angle from Nico. He can spot the feed out the moment they peek on out. They're not peeking though. Crystal just lying in wait. And Nico, he's had enough of waiting around. The smoke's going to dissipate, but he's still being a thorn in the secret area. And this has been a problem. There hasn't really been an entry much. And look at Nico, just the aggression, just going for the fights. The nade's going to be jumped in. Oh, that's going to hurt. And it's going to be Brokey. He's going to chime in with 1, and Nico looking for more. He's not going to fall back. He's going to hold W. And in the flames, he's going to find another kill. Nico is an absolute madman. And when he's going to get going like that, Pimp, I fear for whatever team he's going to be facing off against.
Look at the confidence from Nico right there. Absolutely stunning by him. It leaves only Maiden left. Last round, he got 4 kills. He'll have to do it one more time if GODSENT needs another round. 25 seconds left. Bomb in hand, though. I think that's the only thing he got going for him right now, but this seems almost impossible. Can he find a kill towards Brokey? He cannot. FaZe a closeout the first half, 11-4. A very strong start for FaZe Clan. We'll be with you right after the break.
Before too long, please the lyrics in our songs. We'll
11 rounds on the CT side, and now we'll have to wait and see if GODSENT can do anything about it. Only scoring 4 rounds on the T side, they'll have to get at least the same amount if they want to draw this into overtime or potentially even win the map. The pistol round coming up, Blur. What do we need to see from GODSENT?
Everything. It's a CT side now. On Nuke, it's a map pick. We need everyone to step up. His Sticker has been very quiet. And look at the pace being set by Coldzera. Frolic just stopping his tracks with Bimus. The battle of the 2 new additions of the teams, and Bimus is going to win that duel. He spots a player out right there, and he's going to be pushing on ahead. It's going to be the entry onto this fight, and it's going to be Rain. In fact, it's going to find a kill on his end. Sticker replying back 2 quick kills, making it a 2v3 in favor of his team, and the bomb's dropped as well. This is not looking good for FaZe.
Surely it's not. Nico, Brokey, the 2 only players left alive for FaZe Clan. As you said, the bomb is down, so it's tough. Stuka, though, in a bit of a rough position here with a USP. Question is, can he get more away from this round? Can't really quite connect the shot on towards neither Brokey or Nico for that matter. Now it's a 2 versus 2 as Brokey finds another kill. Stuka, though, still caught on this ramp. Plenty of bullets left. Only 11 in the barrel. We'll have to wait and see as Nico is trying to drag out the pace of this round, going for the flank. Now, bomb is still down. Oh, look at the timing. Brokey, I think he just about saw him, and I don't think Stuka has any idea. Look at that. He does it, finds the kill. 15 frag for him now. And it's a 1 versus 2 for Crystal. Bomb is still down, but the German will have to step it up now.
Yeah, he's waiting patient. Now he's aware. He knows that there's one player towards Ram, and he's aware that Nico might be on the flank. Nico. And I like this. I like the distraction play from Brokey. Breaks the window, and it's going to force Crystal, but he's got such a good read on this. He hears him coming out, and that's brilliantly played by Brokey. Not just about the first frag, but the way he played distraction for Nico to come in and assassinate the final player. And FaZe, that looked like that round was out of their hands, but somehow they bring it back.
Yeah, that's gonna sting a little bit for GODSENT right here. I don't think you can necessarily blame Stuka for making a mistake right here. The timing is simply not with him. He was proactive. He was trying to go aggressive towards ramp, trying to get information about what FaZe Clan were doing, and unfortunately for him, the timing didn't work out. So enough with the bot Stuka in the Twitch chat. I could imagine it's already going on. That was just simply unlucky as FaZe Clan is powering their way through the ramp. They are playing this T side with a very high pace so far. Rain with a Bison. We don't see that in professional gameplay too often. Maiden making the rotation. Crystal finding a kill with the Deagle. And look at that. FaZe Clan, what are you doing? Completely falling apart from you. Stuka with a frag. Maiden with a frag. Nico entering back with a single of himself. And we're now in a 2 versus 3. Definitely an opportunity for GODSENT right here.
Yeah, that was a 2v5, and Nico and Brokey doing a good job, but I agree with you. That was a little too overeager, if you ask me, from FaZe, and not necessary. They should have been expecting the pistols and armor. And now, again, it's going to come down to Nico and Brokey. And Nico, the AK-47 Automat Kalashnikov, and stand 5-7 at that range is going to be deadly indeed. He gets digged down, but he survives, and it's all on Brokey now. 1v3. He's going to smoke off the door. He's got so many angles to clear out, and he has no information where the other 2 players are. He's going to try and stick the bomb here, hoping for someone to peek on out. No one's peeking in. Everyone's playing this together, and this is smart from GODSENT. Door's going to be opened up. The 2 players ready and waiting. He's going to try and time this out. Finds 1, finds 2. Thoughts the strange person as well, but Crystal is going to deny the clutch from Brokey, and that's going to be a huge round for GODSENT to win, because if they lost that pimp, there's going to be round 13 for FaZe, and it was going to be full equal for them, so that would potentially have allowed FaZe to get to round number 14. But that could be that little bit of a lifeline they've been waiting for so far.
Yeah, I don't know what that round was from FaZe Clan, though. I like the idea about putting up the pace. I like the idea of going together towards ramp, but when you got to the lower bomb side, everything fell apart. Didn't use your smokes, didn't use your utility to give you cover, and that fell apart quickly for them. Nico, fast towards Secret. Still not able to catch anyone through the smoke just yet. He's still trying. A lot of damage has been dealt towards Brokey and Bimas. Nico with the Deagle finds a kill towards Maiden, and that may be the opening FaZe Clan need. This game is all over the place right now. The pace is incredible high. Stuka finding 1, finding 2, can't find the 3rd one. Does a lot of damage though. Now the bomb goes down 3 versus 3.
Frolic being very patient. He doesn't take the shots through the smoke. That's gonna lure Bimas into a false sense of security. 2v3. Pimp and Coldzera is alive with the Deagle of his. That's always a scary proposition. He smoked off the bomb though. That's gonna make things a little bit easier as they do stick it. And I do believe that it's Crystal with a kick, but Brokey, blinder or not, he still gets the kill. Zen's looking ready to get the trade, and he does get it, but he's so very low. Now it's all on Cold. 1v2, and they're so low. He finds one looking for the second kill, but he won't. And Frolic, the newbie on the GODSENT side, he clutches it out, but my lord, that was too close for comfort.
What a hectic game of Counter-Strike we have on our hands. follow what's going on as well. At least I personally am excited about the tempo in the match, excited about the pace both of these teams are playing with. FaZe Clan trying to break GODSENT back straight away, almost successful with it. Brokey with that kill through the smoke, as you so fine mentioned. Now another fast-paced round. Brokey can't get through the Molotov and it takes a lot of damage. Now goes out, gets killed by Maiden, and what looked like an inside rush is all of a sudden not working for FaZe Clan at all. They're trying to pick up the pace. They're trying to buy one more time, and maybe this is where they push the limits a little bit too hard. They have no money should they lose this round. They have no HP on Rain, no HP on Bimas. Cold Zero with 72 HP and a Deagle. I find it very hard to believe that FaZe Clan can win this round, and that is a way back into the game for GODSENT, putting on a 7 on the board and forcing FaZe Clan into an anti-eco. They have to finish the job now, but this game is all of a sudden super, super open.
Yeah, 100%. And also the utility that Bimas and Rain have, that kind of makes you wonder what FaZe had in mind. They probably could have been looking for an execute towards upper, but all we saw was just like a dry rush coming out and getting completely annihilated with the Molotov and the nades being dunked in by GODSENT. So I feel like that was a strange round. We've seen a couple of strange rounds from FaZe so far on this T side, and despite having the initial lead, they don't want to get a little too over-eager here, Pim. They still have the lead of 5 rounds, but as you all know, in a map like Nuke, that can easily dissipate into nothingness.
I want FaZe Clan to take a tactical timeout the next time they have a chance for it, just to regroup, to figure out what is the plan going to be for the next following buy rounds. It seems to me like they had a plan of playing super, super fast in the beginning, try to pressure GODSENT on the pace in the game. That didn't work out. You know, it's okay to try, and sometimes it doesn't work, and that's fine, but then you got to regroup, you got to find another way to play the game, and that's probably one of the biggest problems with FaZe Clan at the moment. They are a little bit too one-dimensional. If their plan A doesn't work, they don't really have a plan B or plan C that works properly. So maybe GODSENT is smelling some blood, at least on behalf of the Swedish-owned organization, the multi-international squads that are playing against each other. I would say that this game is all of a sudden more than just open. See a buy round coming in here, obviously from GODSENT, nothing invested from FaZe Clan apart from a few pistols. It should be a relatively easy round for them to win, but we've seen it go the other way before. Farley, Bryce, and Orc, we don't see that in professional gameplay a lot anymore, but on a map like Nuke, I think it still has its place.
Oh yeah, I think there are a couple of maps, a couple of positions on different maps where the AUG still has its place. One place being the train, the outer yard, and maybe like you mentioned, the playing towards hell or playing towards outer once more with the AUG. It's cheap compared to the AWP. It allows you to go for this close range duels. I do believe it's in a very good place right now, where it's not overpowered. It's got place to be in the game, but Cold Zero and Brokey 2v5, and look at the health on Crystal and Madden. A couple of bullets on their toes, and they're going to be done for. This is looking very risky, but Broke is now going to be left alone in a 1v3. But if he can find Crystal and Madden, this is very, very winnable indeed.
Sure is, Brokey. He will have to find a kill at the very least to open up the round. 13 seconds left. Ain't going his way. And there we have it. 12-8 now. And as I said, I would love a tactical timeout coming in from FaZe Clan now, just to make sure everyone is on board. What's going to happen? We're going to drag out the pace and it doesn't seem like they want to go for it. So let's assume FaZe Clan still have a relatively decent idea about how to break this GODSENT defense. Gotta give credit to GODSENT as well. They're fighting back, doing a good job right now, and they're putting on a lot of pressure towards the FaZe Clan. None of the individuals we talked about have really stepped impressive. Farley as well. We haven't really seen him with the AWP so far in this game. This will be the first time he has a chance on the CT side to do the dirty stuff against FaZe Clan. A slow pace round. They're taking lobby control, and let's see what the plan is going to be for FaZe Clan.
The problem right now for GODSENT is, even though they managed to mount this mini comeback at the moment, it's 12-8, and FaZe still need only 4 rounds to take this win, right? And the previous round, for example, they lost 2 players. They've been bleeding, they've been hemorrhaging players left and right, and that means the money's still not looking very solid at the moment, Pim. You can look at Frolic and Sticko. They're the only 2 players with some cash to speak of, and if FaZe manages to string a couple of rounds together, they can completely destroy the economy for the Swedish org. That means they can pretty much close this game out very comfortably. So they're going to be very wary of this Sticko pushing up. He should get a free frag. Takes a bit of time, though, and that's going to allow Bimas to go for the immediate trade. Frolic and Madden, they reply back immediately, however, and it's going to leave Nico and BMAS in a 2 1v4. And that's not going to be easy at all. Bomb with them for now.
They're simply not good enough.
Yeah, I still feel like GODSENT won that one way more comfortably. What was Crystal thinking there? You pushing in, going for the info play, unnecessary. And let's be real, in that 1v2, I see a world where Bimas managed to clutch that one out. But of course, the patience from Madden working out for him. He waited patiently for the smoke to dissipate. He was sitting on top of the hut, throwing the aim off for Bimas. But again, they're just flirting with danger. It's unnecessary. As Sticko is gonna hit one, looking for more. Double scoped him, doesn't matter. He's gonna find the double anyway. And now he's gonna be falling on back down. And just then joining the party as well. Nico finds a kill, but a trade comes in and Sticko, he's just gonna stick on around. He's not afraid to take these duels, finds another one. And it's all in Brokey, left alone in a 1v4. And he's stuck in a corner, right, like a rat getting hounded by all the CT members of GODSENT. Molotov's gonna keep Crystal at bay for now. But he knows there's a flank coming in, and he's looking so worried at the moment. He's gonna find one, but how much longer can he survive?
Yeah, well, you got your answer right there. Not much longer. He goes down to Sticko, finding his 4th kill in the round. A nice hold by him with the AWP towards ramp. We get to see it one more time. The first shot, that's nice. The second flick right here with the double zoom, that is very, very skilled by Sticko. We need a timeout, and we need it now from FaZe Clan. Please. Why on earth are they not trying to talk it through, right? We have a coach in YNK, and it seems to be a problem for FaZe Clan. I don't think they're utilizing the timeouts well enough. Whether that's the team that don't feel comfortable letting Yanko talk, or whether it's him not feeling the need for it, I don't know. Now, Bimas getting off for the team kill right here. Makes it good again, though. Finds the kill towards Sticko, but around where they haven't invested a lot besides armor and a Mac 10. Shouldn't really go their way. That kill, oh, that was a big opportunity. It goes down to Crystal as well. That's a nice shot by the German in-game leader, but again, the pace is just insanely high in this game. They're constantly playing fast, constantly rushing. Maybe you would like to take the pace out of the game, try something new, because this is not working for you. 2 versus 4, a minute and 10 seconds left to play with. Sure, you got an AWP in the hands of coldzera, but realistically speaking, there should be no way GODSENT let go of this round.
Yeah, I don't see this happening. I completely agree with you. I'm sure Yanko is talking in their comms right now. He's probably in TeamSpeak, is constantly talking. But I'd like the timeout not just to like decide what they're gonna do, but more like a breather. Because I completely agree with you. They've just been rushing things. This is kind of like a throwaway round. They just went for this. I wouldn't say a light buy, because they did invest in an AWP, and Rain finds one looking for the long range duel with the Tech 9. That's ballsy from Mr. Rain. And now this. It's doable, Pimp. coldzera has the AWP. If the bomb gets planted for him, and as long as Rain sticks around with the Tech 9, he can make things very interesting. Zen just wrapping up bullets, and I take his name, and Frolic's going to take him down, and it's all on Rain. 1v3 with the Tech 9. He's got the bomb down, but that's all he has for now.
Yeah, giving him a lot of space and a lot of respect right here, though. Finds the first frag. Second guy sticking the bomb, and there's nothing Rain can do about it, unfortunately. It was a nice effort getting the bomb down, getting a kill with the Tech 9. I think that's realistically the best he could have hoped for. So, not too bad by the Norwegian player from FaZe Clan. And once again, we see Farley slowly but surely starting to step up, finding a lot of impact. That's a nice shot towards coldzera. He's hitting some good AWP shots at the moment. And here we go, Blur. For the first time in the game, FaZe Clan do decide to take a tactical timeout. Now, if you were the coach, what would you be telling Nico, coldzera, and the rest of the boys right now?
Slow things down. It's simple as that. Just slow things down a little bit. You've been literally rushing out all throughout and feel it out. You know, just for example, go for that secret control. Send a player down there. Maybe send Nico down there, right? Like you can have a player over there. Or you can have a double 2 players over there. Make GODSENT make mistakes. Make them over rotate a little bit. Try and abuse where Frolic is playing towards. He's a new player right now. There's so many avenues available. But the thing is, because they haven't tried any of these things when they had the massive lead, now the pressure is on them. Now they can't go for some of the Hail Mary plays. Now they can't go for some of the more riskier, more YOLO plays, some people might say, because GODSENT are 1 round away from tying things up, and considering the massive lead that FaZe had initially, it's going to be weighing heavily on their minds. And I say that they want Nico to be pushing in, and he's going to be doing that. Instead, he's going to be pushing in through the smoke and trying to get his flank in. This is much faster pace again. It's again speed from FaZe, but this time around it's going to work or not is a question. It's going to be Crystal. He's going to find 1, finds 2, looking for more, but coldzera is going to drop him. And now it's a 3. Take that back. It's a 2v3. Zen sneaking around towards Squeaky. Finds a frag, but coldzera, he's still up and kicking. And Brokey and Cole in a 1v2. Falling alone, and Cole's going to clutch it out. 3k for him. And it's going to be FaZe finally getting around. I don't know how they pulled that off. They just pretty much went for the same thing. This time, the trades are on point.
Yeah, you gotta give it to Code Zero. You gotta give it to the trading game from FaZe Clan. But I do want to say that this was not a good round at all by FaZe Clan. You saw Crystal's point of view in the beginning of that round. He got away with 2 kills. Not at a single point was he flashed. You're doing an inside execute and not investing a single flash to flash the only player on the bomb side that can cause wreck for you. It's not good enough for FaZe Clan. They are lucky to get away with this round. They are lucky to have a player like Code Zero on the lineup right now. Tactically speaking, FaZe Clan nowhere near the level that they have been before, nowhere near level a team like Astralis. FaZe Clan, you know, Mousesports can't even compare to FaZe Clan right now. I think Mousesports are ways ahead of FaZe Clan. The good thing for them though, as you pointed out, Code Zero as an in-game leader, as a joint in-game leader, dare I say it, as an individual player, he's playing hearts out right now, keeping FaZe Clan alive. Bimas finding a kill towards Maiden as well, and maybe this is exactly what they need. GODSENT feeling the pressure and starting to make the mistakes.
Yeah, they have been making quite a few mistakes. It's just the fact that it looks like FaZe have been making even more mistakes on his T side, right? And Bimas finding that kill is, of course, very, very crucial indeed. And again, despite this comeback from GODSENT, look at the money they have. They have nothing left in the bank. They'll lose this one, they will have to go for the eco, but Crystal somehow finding his way on top of old Red Rock, and he does so much damage in an eco and Brokey. He will be found out though, so man advantage, 2-man advantage in fact for FaZe Clan, and this is a round they can't afford to throw away. They have to look very shaky throughout. This is a round where they can break the economy of GODSENT. Stick up with a beautiful shot of the Nico, but a trade comes in again, and it's all on Frolic and Zen. What have they got? The Zen's alone on the upper bomb side. They just had the MP9 to work with.
Sure do now. There we go, Rain finds a kill towards Farley. Zen, left man alive. Can't do anything about it. Last man standing is what I was trying to say. But as said, this pace in this game is just all over the place. And finally, it seems like FaZe Clan have found success with it. Rain with a nice kill towards Sticker right there. Getting another one towards the Vincent. As said before, you know, I'm a big fan of FaZe Clan. I really like that team, and I think they have potential to be one of the best teams in the world if they can just add a little bit more tactical depth to the squad. Code Zero, Rain, Nico, some of the best players to ever touch the game. If you can add that extra layer of understanding to the game, they can be some of the best. They'll have to finish it up for GODSENT. No, they have invested everything into this round. 14-11. Zen finds a frag. It's taken down by Brokey. Another nice shot by Code Zero. He's been all over the place this game. Farley, though, gets the refrag. And once again, we have a round where all the action is happening within the first 20 to 30 seconds. The pace is not going to slow down, players, so you better follow suit.
Yeah, this is probably one of the fastest games that Nico ever seen. I'm talking about like the way the round's playing out. Frolic, nice little flick there. And all of a sudden, this is a round where FaZe could have just nailed in the final coffin into GODSENT. And they could have just completely dismantled the economy. It's a forced buy, mind you. And now they picked up 2 AK-47s. They have the Kevlar as well to work with. Madden even has the helmet. So this is not looking good for FaZe, but we've seen them dig themselves out from this particular scenario multiple times, especially this duo of Nico and Brokey. And I 100% agree with you. Just the lack of tactical depth is kind of very evident here for FaZe. That's why they're probably speeding things together. But I am going to give the benefit of the doubt. It is not their map pick, and they also, and of course, have the fact that they do have the couple other players as well.
Yeah, Brokey now. We'll have to see if he can get something working. Trying to shoot through the wall, maybe creating a bit of space here for Nico. Coming under Heaven, he has to be the first point of contact. Finds a kill towards Heaven, or does he? Nope. Farley stays alive, and now Nico will have to go for the lower bomb side. He has to be fast. Question is there a player waiting for him? Farley's still unsure whether or not he can go down the stairs in safety. And now he can. Maiden in a good position to deal with this bomb plan, or what? I think they've completely misread the situation. Bomb gets planted on the lower bomb side. Maiden, for whatever reason, thought it was going to be on the upper bomb side, and now there's a chance for FaZe Clan to actually win this round. Nico in a good position. Has to find a frag, though. Closes the door in the face of Maiden. Goes for the duel towards the other side. Can't connect the shot, goes down, and that's about it. Nico, there was a moment right there where you thought, all right, Nico, he's feeling it. He's moving around left, right, and center, but this time around, GODSENT, they stabilized. But again, you see the pressure getting to them. A bit of miscommunication from the GODSENT squad and giving FaZe Clan an opportunity in a round that they had no business winning.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, when you give a chance to someone like Nico, that's something you don't want to see. I've lost track a number of times. We've seen Nico clutch scenarios where he shouldn't be clutching. And Frolic, though, nice 3K from him. He had a scout to work with, a youngster from Denmark, the latest addition to this GODSENT squad. who everyone has been keeping an eye on, especially considering his recent performance in the Road to Rio, and he's been showing up here. AWP in hand, nice little movement there, and he's gonna survive. I do believe that was Rain, if I'm not mistaken, and Farley still very low, still looking for more, and it's gonna be Zen, in fact, who's gonna get the kill, but that's gonna be the call for the hit towards upper. Perfectly timed Bimas, that was filth. And
what
now
on earth was that from the new signing of FaZe? What an insane flick. Pulling it back now. It's still a 1 versus 2. Stuko finding the first kill. Bomb is down. And Nico is down to 19 HP. Where did he lose so much? Towards Farley having a duel right now. Sorry, it's a 2 versus 2, of course. Bimas will have to do it one more time. What an amazing flick he did. Still have utility. Can he find Stuko? Misses the timing. And this could be around going the way of GODSENT now. Let's see if he sticks it. He does not. Bimas going for the duel, finds the kill, and that should be it. Farley down to 9 HP. Now know where he is. All Bimas have to do is stay alive, and that's going to be round number 15 for FaZe Clan. What an amazing display from Bimas right here. That flick towards heaven. I want to see it, and I want to see it again.
Replay right there. That was it a spray transfer, 180 turnaround? What in God's name was that? He's already has a clutch to his name. Yeah, we're gonna be seeing this one. This is just sick. Oh, that is pure filth. That's grotesque from Bimas. And ladies and gentlemen, what a showing from the youngster on this lineup. His first matchup with some of the most tenured, some of the most decorated players in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and his showing is worth here. It's still early days, but hey, I'm telling you, he's starting to gain some confidence. You can see it, Pimp, and that's so cool to see. Again, opening it up, finds 1, finds 2, and that, ladies and gentlemen, could be the game. Sorry, could be the map here. GODSENT, Stuko left in a 1v5. This one's done, Pimp.
This one is definitely done. Stuko, there's nothing he can do. You can see the kit blinking on the HUD. Lower right side of your screen, but what is he supposed to do with it? Goes down to coldzera. 16-12 for FaZe Clan. A game that was all over the place. The pace in this one, Blur, was absolutely stunning. FaZe, despite facing struggles in the beginning, they never slowed down. They kept pushing the boundaries. They kept rushing. They kept playing fast. And as you saw right here, it worked out in the end. A nice display by Bimas as well. We got to give him credit for that showing. A game that I thought at a certain point was leaning towards GODSENT, but FaZe Clan, as said, you know, when you have star players like coldzera, like Nico playing on this level, well, it's going to be tough for them. We're going to be back straight after the break with more analysis of this game, as well as the second map between FaZe and GODSENT.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
'Cause you're a million to one. You're all that I wanted now. You're a million to one. You're all that I wanted now. You're a million to one. You're all that I wanted now. You're a million to one. You're all that I wanted now. You're a million to one. You're all that I wanted now. You're a million to one. You're all that I wanted now. You're
To the back of the line, there's no cuts allowed. I can't wait to start hyping up the crowd as I knife through the maze, heading right to the stage. I'ma serve up the mic like a rice bolognese, smoking hot like molten rock. Ropes are broken off when I blow the spot like soda pop. Once I've been shaking, I'm the man if I can't be so brazen. Steep in the technique I propel, so the people jump up from the seats and the spell and amazing before anybody can safely afford in the fee that you pay at the door. My rhythm rolls till it overflows, and I get so funky you can hold your nose. So if you wanna come see me rip it again, you better come now or you won't get in. It's jam packed. We're gonna light the fuse. Stand back. We ain't trying to lose. Stand back. We're gonna light the fuse. Stand back. We ain't trying to lose. Break it down. Woo. Give me the max. 4, 3, 2, 1. We gonna light the fuse. We ain't trying to lose. We gonna light the fuse. Come on, we ain't trying to lose. We gonna light the fuse. We ain't trying to lose. We gonna light the fuse.
What a hectic and exciting first map that was between FaZe Clan and GODSENT. For a short brief, we thought it could go all the way, but FaZe Clan managed to close it out in the end with an incredible high pace throughout the entire game. With me, I got Blur to discuss this one. Blur, your initial thoughts about this matchup. FaZe Clan getting off to a good start, but then what happened?
Messy from both the teams. I'm not talking about football player. I'm talking about how both the teams approach that side, right? First half from FaZe, great stuff from them. They look very solid indeed. Cold, Sarah, Nico popping off the T side. I mean, I felt they got a little lucky to take this win. I felt it could have potentially gone the way of overtime, mainly because of some hero moments coming out from the likes of Rain, from the likes of Beamus, especially a new kid on the block, putting up a hell of a showing, some crazy stuff from him. And we do have the scoreboard for you guys. Brokey, Nico, Rain, Cold, Zera, everyone chiming in. In fact, Beamus hitting 21 frags at the end of it. So that's a great debut for the youngster. On the side of GODSENT, they got to be a little disappointed, but then I did have my questions, Pim. Picking Nuke in with a brand new player, although Frolic did show what he could do with the scout, he was comparatively a little bit quiet, and I feel like maybe a different map would have been a better start for them, but they're going to be feeling a little frustrated because this is a map they should have taken.
Yeah, it's never fun to lose your own map pick, that's for sure. And I think GODSENT, I can see why they went into picking Nuke against FaZe Clan, because I think we saw on the T side from FaZe Clan that they are a little bit one-dimensional. The only thing they tried out throughout that entire half was playing fast and very aggressive Counter-Strike, and I think that's a great idea by FaZe Clan. I think they have the players that is suited well for that playstyle, with lack of practice with Bimas as well. It's you can't expect too much from FaZe Clan in terms of the depth within the strategy. That being said, though, I do want to say that I would have liked Yanko to take a timeout a little bit earlier, maybe try out a slower variation of some of the stuff they did. But again, if you're winning the game 16-12, if you're winning your opponent's map pick, you can only be that critical over it. So I think for FaZe Clan, they are more than satisfied. And for Bimas as a player and as a debut in this one, he did so fine. Now moving into the next map, that's gonna be in Inferno, if I'm not mistaken, right here, bro. It's a map that we know FaZe Clan to be super good at. What do we have to look out for? Is it Bimas again having a great series? Is it Cold Zero, or is it more FaZe Clan as a whole that is going to be strong here?
I think looking at a map like Inferno, I do believe it's going to be much more easier for FaZe to handle things, especially on the CT side, right? The rotations are much more reasonable. I don't think it's as hard a map to handle as would be a map like Nuke. And I think the pressure right now is going to be on the side of GODSENT. How are they going to be countering FaZe here? I thought Nuke would really go the way of GODSENT, right? They are a team who are very comfortable in it. They've had a couple of very good wins on it recently as well. So I think it's going to be more of the same. I hate to say, but I feel FaZe might just run away with this one. They just seem to be just popping off right now. And that's the scary thing about this team. They're not even trying. They're just going for fast-paced plays. And when you have everyone popping off, especially even in the latest edition, this very first game at this level, that is a scary proposition for GODSENT.
Now, for GODSENT though, like what is it they have to do? What is it they have to do in order to obscure FaZe's plan here on the map of Inferno? Is that aggressive playstyle as well? Or is it more laid back, maybe trying out some more executes, as we know Inferno to be a map that is relying heavily on?
I think it's about Farlig and him being given the space to work with, right? It's going to come down to the comms right now. He's going to be the operator. They're going to be given the AWP. And I think the CD side is where we're going to be seeing them put in the work here. You know, I want him to be floating around. I want him to be aggressive. I don't want them to, you know, just to make him comfortable. I don't want them to just keep him at one place. It'd be like, all right, Farlig, play banana. This is your spot. I want him to feel at home. No, I want this guy to go around the map. I want him to be in apps. I want him to pull off a potential JW for that matter. Be the thorn in the side of the FaZe T side. Because you see that T side of FaZe on Nuke, I don't think it's going to be the same on Inferno, obviously. But if Farlig can be disruptive, he could be the X factor. And I would like GODSENT to utilize him in that manner rather than just keeping him like a turret on a bomb site.
Now, quickly, FaZe Clan or GODSENT?
I'm going to go all the way FaZe. I think they have this 2-0.
All right, let's have a look after the break. We are ready to shoot the second map of FaZe Clan against GODSENT away in just a moment.
Yeah, come on. Show me the money. Show me the money. Yeah, cause it feels good right now. Yeah. Gotta show me the money. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Never been around wealth, now I'm surrounded. Nice cars at the mansion right next to the fountain. CEOs in business suits and private accountants. Yeah. Summertime parties by the pool, we lounging. By night we out stunting on the main strip. Out of state trips, cars with the paint drip. How could you hate this? Jewelry in my chain sit. That's the life I wanna live. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. Yeah. It's all about the lifestyle. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. It's all about the lifestyle. Yeah, come on, show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. Never have to worry if I have enough dough. Fashion show out in Paris in the front row. Party every night, I don't have time to sleep. Next day it's the same, just rinse and repeat. Summertime trips on the yacht to the island. Squad rolling with me and we do a lot of wildin'. A bottle of whatever you want, just put your order in. You can have as much as you want, there's plenty more of them. Yeah, show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. It's all about the lifestyle. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. It's all about the lifestyle. Show me the money.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start this second map of FaZe taking on GODSENT. We saw FaZe Clan win out the first one 16-12 in a rather fast manner. It was a high-paced game. There was a lot of action going on, so I expect nothing less coming into Inferno. Blur, your initial take on the map of Inferno between these two teams?
I think it's going to play out a little bit more traditionally, right? Like Inferno's a map we're going to be seeing the team just pushing in time and time again. Even FaZe, I don't think will be just running a banana or mid like 15 times out of all the 15 rounds they have here. But there's going to be FaZe starting on the T side, and now GODSENT on, some people might say, the more favorable side. We do have the smoke, nade, and a flashbang purchase of Crystal. No kits on the side of GODSENT. That's interesting because for FaZe, they have a lot of utility. They have Coulter and Nico, the two stars of the team with the smoke, a couple of flashbangs, a Molotov, and an extra smoke as well. And they're going to be coming, charging in. It's going to be Sticko opening things up, and a push from Rain and Bimas. They're going to find a couple of kills real quick.
And they're just going to continue exactly where they left off on Nuke. Very high pace, super aggressive, getting the bomb down within the first 25 seconds of the round. And now, as you said, it is a 3 versus 4 retake coming in from GODSENT. And as you pointed out, there is no kit available, not at the moment at least. Crystal with a smoke and a flash, maybe can give them some cover, much needed. Bimas in a good position here though with the Glock. He can find the first kill, that should be it. Rain gets it towards Maiden, and I think this is going to be it. This retake looks highly unlikely to happen for GODSENT. Rain finds another one with the USP, and he finishes it off with Cold Zero now. FaZe Clan again, exactly as we were talking about, picking it up where they left it on Nuke. Super high pace, super aggressive, and a nice push in towards this big bomb site.
Yeah, this is different aggression though, right, Pimp? I mean, if you look at Nuke, that was more like just running in, hoping to get the trades going their way. This was much more methodical. They had the game plan in mind. It was fast, but there was a plan behind it. And for GODSENT, they're going to be feeling a little frustrated with that. Even the retake, they need to make it a little bit more quicker because they didn't have the kit. And of course, they got picked apart there one by one. Force by coming in for the side of GODSENT. They got a few nades in the hands of Madden, Zen, and Crystal. Sticko with the scout and the nade in turn from FaZe, doing so much damage to the Crystal and Zen. You see the 3 stack from GODSENT right now. They have placed 3 players towards the B side, but as time does slowly start to whittle away, we might see Zen slowly falling back, but no. He's going to be sticking on around. We see 4 players of FaZe slowly make that 5 players inching their way towards B, and they're just going to be going for the hit here, Pen.
Yeah, that is quite questionable, but I guess you have to follow through with it. Bimas, Rain finding one each, and what was looking a bit dangerous for FaZe Clan all of a sudden looks like it's a walk in the park, a 5 versus 3 bomb down. It should be relatively easy for FaZe Clan to shut down this round. Now, I do agree with you, it's just blindly going into the bomb side. Again, if you're looking at Counter-Strike, if you're comparing a FaZe Clan to an Astralis, for an example, you can just see the difference in approach. FaZe Clan taking risk, taking gambles, but getting away with it because they have such strong individual players. Neither is necessarily right or wrong, dare I say, right? It's just 2 different ways of approaching Counter-Strike and 2 different ways at looking at Counter-Strike. And that's cool to see that some of the top teams out there are not all trying to copy each other. FaZe Clan playing super aggressive, taking big risks, but also getting the big dollar out of it when it works out. 2-0 for them, and a strong start to this game as well.
Yeah, the only complaint I believe we all had about that about the T-side of Nuke was the fact that, well, they were running in and doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting things to change. And as we all know, that is the definition of insanity. But here it's different. Here, you know, it's Inferno, it plays out differently. And I like this from FaZe. It's kind of like a vulgar display of power, showing, trying to intimidate GODSENT into submission, showing that we are the better team, we have the better individual players, and we will completely dominate you. We will force you to play scared. And I think that's an interesting tactic because GODSENT, again, bear in mind, we've been talking about Bimas as a new player coming in for FaZe, but let's not forget for Farlig, it's his first time in this roster as well. He needs to find time to kind of feel comfortable in his lineup, and this could make things troublesome for GODSENT. You know, when the pressure mounts, whatever game plan you had in mind trying to take down FaZe, it could potentially fall apart. So I agree with you, Pimp. You know, this style in this map in particular could work out. And here comes a play again, but Sticko, blinded or not, he gets a kill, looking for more, but Nico and Rain, they deny him.
Farley as well, getting taken out by a grenade of Nikos, and again, GODSENT will have to give up before it even began. Dare I say, Crystal saving a USB, Maiden saving a Deagle, I believe it is, and at this point, there's nothing they can do to change the outcome of this round. As you were talking about before, the fact that FaZe Clan is practicing this new style, I'd say, especially on a map like Inferno, you know, being so aggressive, being so hyperactive, it's not always a good idea, but when you make it work, it is so frustrating for your opponent. So I can definitely understand why GODSENT already now, just 3 rounds into the game, maybe is a bit afraid of the fact that FaZe Clan is playing such a high-paced game. Nevertheless, they're going up 3-0. Question is, how many people are they going to survive this round? Nico finds another kill and combines with Bimas for the 5th one as well for the round. 3-0 for FaZe Clan. The money is looking super, super solid. GODSENT coming in with the first buy round of theirs now. And Nico again, he had a strong map on Nuke and he's starting off super, super strong here on Inferno as well. If I'm Nico right now, I'm feeling super comfortable coming into this half.
Oh yeah, he's feeling very good at the moment, and that is a scary proposition indeed. We do have, I hear some text in the chat, Pim. That could be a technical timeout getting called. So yeah, this round's going to be counted. We're going to be going for a technical timeout. Not too sure what's going on right now. Usually it's a TeamSpeak issue that seems to have been a problem right now, considering it's online Counter-Strike. But Pim, like going back, you know, a number of years, and let's talk. That's a time when you used to be playing. Let's be real. It's been much lesser technical timeouts than we've had in, let's say, 2014 to 15. Right?
Yeah, it's a joy. Back then, there was a timeout all the time, and I think we resolved this one quickly as well as we're about to go into the game. But you're definitely right. Back then, we could easily play a best of 3 over the course of 5 or 6 hours, and that was not always fun to be part of. So good to see that the production team behind this DreamHack tournament is able to solve it relatively quickly. We're back into the game straight away. FaZe Clan up 3-0, and as I said before, GODSENT with the first buy round in the game. Farley on the AWP, has a smoke, has a flashbang, so still a bit of utility to work with. FaZe Clan as well going for this banana control, and I think that's where we have to see the first fights occur on the banana. Who's going to win out that battle?
Yeah, it's going to be all about banana control. I know it's an oft-coded cliche, so to speak, and a banana control. You've heard it so many times throughout the entire lifetime of Counter-Strike as a franchise, if you ask me. But it's one of the facts. It's one of the tenets of Counter-Strike when it comes to this map. It's all about the banana control. And the GODSENT this time, I like what they're doing. They're keeping the T's at bay. And interesting, it's going to be Bimas who's going to be the one holding the line towards Banana Rain. Going to be peeking out, but the double peek comes in from GODSENT, and he finds 2, and no trade comes in the way of FaZe, and that's going to force him back towards the B bomb side, where Crystal and Madden are holding the line.
Now let's see what FaZe Clan has in store for us. There's still a decent amount of utility left. Bimas with a smoke, the same with Brokey. The 2 youngsters are going to be the players who's going to smoke up the A bomb side. Switching back and forth with the guns as well. Not really sure, and I think that's, you know, what you saw right there in the game was maybe one of the players unsure of where to aim for the smoke. And again, at this level, it shouldn't happen, but still a new guy into a new team. There's going to be a lot of small nuances in the game that's not going to work out. Nonetheless, CT Spawn gets smoked. Cold0 finds the first frag towards Farley. Second frag on Maiden as well as up to Kristen to defend this bomb side. All of a sudden, we have a 3 versus 3. It was looking super solid for GODSENT, and now they're forced into a retake scenario. Bomb hasn't gone down just yet. Smoke is about to disappear as well. Cold0 has to be fast. Question is, does he get this bomb plant? He does. Crystal jumping in, goes down to Bimas. I don't know what the hell is going on right now. Brokey with an AWP has to defend this bomb site, finds the frag towards 10. And now all he has to do is stay alive, buy some more time if he can. Stuko trying to find him, hiding behind the pillar, and that's going to be a tough retake. No kit either, Blur.
Yeah, Stuko, one of the more tenured players. You're almost gets the kill onto Bimas, but Brokey with the AWP. He's not missing much right now, is he? 4-0 for FaZe Clan. This is where GODSENT probably called for a timeout.
Yeah, look at that shot. Look at that shot from Cold0. Once again, showing why he was considered to be the best player in the world in the old days. He's been stepping it up as of lately. On Nuke, he was playing super well. That entry right there, that is the defining factor in this round. That is the reason why FaZe Clan even has a chance of picking it up, now making it 4-0. Another big missed opportunity by GODSENT. And at what point, Blur, do you start to worry for the Swedish own squad?
Now, I start to worry right now. This is where, you know, things can spiral out of control. Look at the money. Look at the money on the side of FaZe already. 4-0 up, and you have Bimas and Brokey on 7 and 8K, Nico and Rain on $5,000. That's already starting to spiral out of control, and this is just the upgraded pistols coming in for the side of GODSENT. Bimas being the kind of like the passive lurker, just holding the flanks, making sure no one's pushing in. And if he starts to pop off in confidence, Pimp, then like this is a dangerous looking FaZe right now. Cold jumping up, catches Zen. It's all in Crystal, and he's gonna meet his maker. 5-0 for FaZe, a flawless round in that anti-eco. And now GODSENT, this buy is going to be coming in. I would love to see attack timeout right now for Devilwalk to talk things through before they go for this, but I think they already have a plan in mind.
I think you're right. At least they should have a plan in mind, and I think we once again have to look towards the new Danish addition to this GODSENT roster, Farley. He was playing so well in the Road to Rio tournament just a few weeks ago with Copenhagen Flames. Now made the switch into GODSENT, and so far hasn't been the best debut for him. Of course, going up against FaZe Clan in your very first match with a new squad, that's not easy. Bimas as well, he's gonna burn to death right here. That's not lucky for the new player right here, and I guess the rookies are getting a taste of what it's like being a real professional, dare I say it, at least on this level. Sometimes you gotta be ready for a lot of stuff. FaZe Clan, once again, they want to explode in towards this bomb site. Stuko getting caught out with a smoke. Stays alive. Nope, goes down to Coldzera. Sin as well. Rain takes him out, and it's the pace coming out of FaZe Clan right now. No matter where they go, no matter how fast they do it, it always catches GODSENT off guard. They got the first kill play, and then all of a sudden, everything fell apart.
Yeah, I mean, what do you say about that? I mean, look at this. They get, like you said, they get Bimas right there. You can see his corpse lying on Banana. And the remaining 4 players, they get the bomb site, they get 4 kills. And guess what? They take 3 points of damage. Let me reiterate that. They take 3 points of damage on Coldzera. That's how easily to take the bomb site. And this is a very worrying sign for GODSENT. Yeah, they're going to get the max loss bonus coming into the next round, but considering it's going to be just 3,400, it's still not going to be enough for a good buy. We might be seeing a few upgraded pistols, some Kevlar, a little bit of utility, and they're going to try and work around this Madden's M4. But it's already starting to crumble here, the CD side for GODSENT. 6-0 up for FaZe, and this take from FaZe, this is just clinical. It's like a heated, I don't know, a katana through butter, just like easily just cleaving open the A bomb site.
It's starting to look like the FaZe Clan we knew back in 2017, at least in 2018 as well, when they were having the big period where everyone was afraid of playing FaZe Clan. The individual skill back when Kerrigan was on the lineup, Nico playing well, it's just a hard machine to stop, dare I say it. And the pace they're putting on right now, it's incredible tough for GODSENT to deal with it. Our new roster, as we talked about, Farley haven't had much of a success, but it's not his fault. It's more the team that's not able to deal with it. Coldzera fighting another frag towards Sen this round. Should be relatively easy, though. Not a lot invested by GODSENT, and as we can see, Farley goes down as well. Placing on a legendary 007. I mean, maybe it's a little bit rough to point out right here, but it's fun still, isn't it?
Yeah, for all, I mean, welcome to the big leagues. That's all I can say. Well, to be sure, I mean, it is his first game. Really can't count first game with this lineup, and he's only really had a taste of the top tier Counter-Strike very recently, right? He really hasn't done that much in the past. It's only his recent success in the side of Copenhagen Flames that's really put him on the radar for a lot of people. But facing off against a FaZe like this, who have just thrown caution to the winds, who are just like steamrolling you right now, that's got to be a scary proposition. I don't really want to point things out. Hopefully, he does wake up. But bear in mind, even Madden and Frolic, both of them have yet to get off a single kill yet. And ironically, you can see our man Bimas having a hell of a time already. I think he's sitting around 10 kills already early on, and he already cracked the 20-figure mark on Nuke. So, sorry, he's on 6 kills, but still, like when everyone else is doing the fragging as well, there's so much you can do. I think Bimas is off to a great start. He looked shaky initially. You saw the way he's playing ramp on Nuke. Initially, he was very tentative, a little scared here and there. But then, when he started getting the frags, he just woke on up. That T side was phenomenal, and now he is looking very solid indeed here.
He sure is. And maybe about now we get to see the first timeout of the game coming out from GODSENT. We have a little fun fact on the screen, Blur. GODSENT have 8 kills, so do Coldzera and Rain. That's not a great statistic right there.
Yeah, that's rough to see, isn't it?
It is. What do they have to do, right? Because it feels like, to me, it feels like GODSENT, they are just getting overwhelmed by the pace coming out of FaZe Clan. So how do you deal with that? Well, you use all your utility, all your smokes, all your grenades in the beginning of the rounds, and then you'll just have to bank on the fact that you can hold them off until the fact that they comes in and execute. But it doesn't seem like they have the confidence in that. So they're still trying to fight towards Banana. They're still trying to fight towards middle. Do you think that's the right approach by GODSENT, or do they have to take a step back and just make sure not to get overrun?
I feel like they could do a little bit of reaggression, like, you know, they go for the initial deals, force FaZe to expend a little bit of utility, right? Don't use too much of your own as well. This is good, but that nade, a chunky nade on the Crystal. So that smoke's going to keep them at bay for a while. Now you have control of Banana, and this is what FaZe is so good at, the pace being steady. Look at where Rain is. He can catch Zen off guard, and gonna be Zen though peeking in, right eye peek, coming in favorably for Zen. It's much better for them. They get the opening pick, but we've seen what happened earlier. When they got an opening kill, it still got overrun. This is good from GODSENT, though. They have Banana control. They have 4 players towards the A-bombs, that heavy presence towards brackets as well. And now FaZe, with a minute on the clock, they have to fight for a little bit more real estate, and we can see that happening. They're slowly trying to reclaim Banana. What I would love to see right now, Pimp, is Crystal and Madden working in tandem and trying to re-aggress towards Banana and potentially try to get a pick. Unfortunately, I say that, and you are right. They have no utility remaining on the B-bomb side, not even a single flashbang to work with. So now they have to sit on the sides and hope the crossfires work out, and that's where FaZe, they thrive in those scenarios.
They should, right? But as said, that's the direct consequence of using all your utility in the beginning, and that's the question I tried to pose to you. Do you think that's a good idea? By the looks of it so far, they are in a prime position to win the first round of the half. Farley with the AWP now, maybe he can get the first kill. We'll have to wait and see. There's only 15 seconds left. The flash comes out. It's going to be an explosion out of AFs. We don't get to see it right here. Farley gets a kill towards middle. Nico finds one towards Stiku as well, and then looks like the bomb is going down right here from FaZe Clan, and we now have ourselves a 2 versus 4. A smoke in the hands of Nico. He can smoke off towards Arch. He will do that. Then it's up to Brokey and him to see if they can find the kills. 4 versus 2, GODSENT, they haven't had a better chance to win a round so far.
Yeah, this is the best opportunity they've had in forever. And it's all going to come down. Again, it's going to be Nico and Brokey. These two have been so phenomenal together. Brokey with the off looking towards Library, but now it's all on him, and this is rough, especially when AWP is going to switch to the Deagle though, and it's going to try and catch Madden dropping down mid-air, but GODSENT, they finally get around on board. They pick up the AWP as well, and more importantly, they keep 4 players alive, Pimp. Now, oof, that was a little close to comfort, but now, if they can't string a couple of rounds together without hemorrhaging too many players, we could potentially, now this is me being very optimistic, but we could potentially still have a game on our hands.
Hopefully we got a game on our hands. I think FaZe so far have been playing some stellar Counter-Strike. They're picking up the pace again. We saw it on Nuke. It worked out in the end on the T side. Got the W, and now coming into Inferno, it's just been super solid from FaZe Clan, both on an individual level, but also the way they're approaching the game as a team. Everyone seems to be on board that they need to play aggressive. So does GODSENT though. Farley and Stiku combining for an aggressive down towards middle. Didn't work out. Bimas as well, ready forward. And he gets his 7th kill in the round, so definitely not the start GODSENT would have hoped for. Some more aggression towards Banana, can't find that kill either. Bimas as well, just punishing GODSENT left, right, and center right now. He's been super well playing today so far. I think he can be proud of his debut. 9 rounds into this Inferno game as well. Refrag from Maiden gives them maybe a bit of a chance to get back inside this round. But with 43 HP, 3 man against 4, it looks already now super, super rough for GODSENT.
Does indeed. And this is the heartbreaker, right? You win in such a crucial round, you keep 4 players alive, you treat 2 AWPs as well, and now you're a man down. Frolic and Madden and Zen, you have so much work to do. Madden with a crucial kill on the BMAX, almost called him BMAX there, and now coldzera. If you can find Frolic, this is the round done. It's all about timing. It's all about what's going to work on that. coldzera hasn't made a sound yet. It's slowly going to be Frolic, but he's running away now. And I think Frolic might have heard a couple of footsteps. And that might be sending Madden over towards that B bomb side. If Zen gets taken out, this could be it, but they might not be expecting him to be holding this angle. He can easily find a couple of kills, finds one, looking for more, and it's going to be Madden, in fact, who gets the kill onto Nico, leaving it all on Brokey. Tech 9 in hand, he gets a dink in, he gets the kill. 18 seconds on the clock, bomb drop. He still has to pick that one up. He's going in for the kill, off out. He's looking for the frag. 13 seconds, but in the smoke, Madden's going to no-scope him, and that's going to be GODSENT winning the round. That looked very scary, Pim, but somehow they hold on.
Yeah, a great start by Bimas towards middle and also towards Banana, punishing both the aggressive players, coming in from GODSENT. Madden though finding kills with his AWP, a 4 kill in the round. Get to see all of them right here. That was well played by him, and as you said, that's all it takes, a few rounds in a row, and all of a sudden you can start to believe that GODSENT can fight their way back into this game. It is Inferno, it is the CT side they're playing right now. It's not an easy side, not an easy map, especially not as a new team, but they can get away with 6, maybe 7 rounds, I think we have a 50-50 game on our hands. Nico getting caught off guard right here by Crystal. And that is exactly what we need to see. The opening duels is starting to go the way of GODSENT, and that's going to put on some extra pressure towards FaZe Clan.
Yeah, it's a little late, but, well, better late than never, as the old adage goes. And FaZe now opting to pressure towards the apartments area. They have 4 players from GODSENT here. It's an interesting decision by GODSENT, if you ask me, Pim. They have the 1 player towards B, that's Crystal, and he's playing all the way. Oh, that's brilliant. That is just brilliant. The bait jump from BMAS and Brokey, he's not going to miss those. Oh, man, if I'm mad and I'm feeling frustrated and angry right now. Sticko not able to get the trade, and it's going to be falling on back. Lovely stuff, but I love his re-aggression from Frawley. He misses it. He spots too many players. He finds one, but Brokey with a trade, but Zen with a double trade in return. And all of a sudden, it's turned on its head, and it's in the hands of coldzera in a 1v3.
Trying to get out of apartments, it didn't work out. Sen finds his 3rd kill in the round, and what a hold that was from the Finnish player. Farley, a little bit unlucky with that first shot. Did some good damage control, got the second one, and allowed for Sen to get these 2 kills. Right here, you see it. Fantastically done by the Finnish player from GODSENT, and that's 3 rounds in a row now from GODSENT. And again, at what point do we think that FaZe Clan needs to take a timeout? And if not to slow down the pace, at least to maybe stop the momentum coming in from GODSENT, as we see Farley being taken down to 70 HP by his teammate. Not the greatest start for him right here. He's having a rough time right now. Goes down as well towards Banana. Crystal finds the refresh towards Nico. Finds another one on Rain. German in-game leader has been super well playing towards Banana so far in this game. Starting to find some success. 2 rounds in a row now, and maybe this is where FaZe Clan needs to slow it down a little bit. The pace is not working. It's not surprising anymore. So what's plan B? What's the next step?
Plan B is, well, from what we've seen from FaZe, is continue to hold W and kill everyone in their path, right? That was a great hold from Crystal, like you pointed out, a German in-game leader. And speaking of Germans and nationalities, I think we have 10 nationalities in the server right now. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we have 10 nationalities, and if we count the 2 coaches, we have 12 of them in the server at the moment, which is, it's wild. It's truly globally offensive, Pep.
It is truly global offensive, and it's the new era of Counter-Strike. It started roughly 5-6 years ago with the first international teams, and that was actually FaZe back then called G2, if I'm not mistaken, or something along those lines. Kinkwin, I can't remember it. And now they became the FaZe Clan Mousesports, another team that is doing well internationally speaking. Player who's not doing too well right here, that's Maiden. Or Madden. Not sure why he wanted to go for that peek. Great kill though by Bimmers. He's been having a strong T-side so far on Inferno. Now FaZe Clan, they're regrouping back towards the B-bomb side. Only 1 player left defending. Question is that going to be enough? Crystal has had a good round so far. The rotations are slowly but surely coming in from GODSENT, but I don't think they'll be there in time. Crystal sitting on the bomb side. He has to get at least 1 kill in order to make it possible for his teammates to refrag right here. Sticko going for the duel.
Oh no.
Crystal going down to coldzera, and now what was looking like a round that was going in the favor of GODSENT all of a sudden looks super, super rough. A kit on both Sen and Crystal's hands, so is Sticko, but they have to find 3 kills and defuse the bomb.
I felt like Crystal didn't have to peek there. Sticko was doing a great job playing distraction, you know, and all the attention of the teams were on him. He could have prevented the bomb from getting planted, but he peeks, he gets taken down, and now it's going to come down to Zen. He finds one, trade comes in the form of the BMAS, and it's all on Sticko. coldzera is going to deny him. FaZe, they get to 8 rounds, and more importantly, the money. It's not terrible for GODSENT. I do believe one of the players can get dropped, but after this fight, they're going to be pretty much almost broke, Pimp, and that's going to, if they lose this round, the upcoming round, that's going to allow FaZe to go on another tear and get to potentially even 11 to 12 rounds. It's nuke all over again, pretty much.
It is. That being said, though, FaZe Clan do not have a lot of money in the bank either. If they do lose this round, they can potentially buy, depending on how the round plays out, bomb plants and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't matter, though, because Maiden, he's going to be aggressive towards Banana. Find 2 kills, 1 on Nico, 1 on Bimas. And there we go. Great start by him. We saw it on Nuke as well. All of a sudden, he just stepped it up, took 2 entry kills, and single-handedly won a round for GODSENT. Good to see he still got it in him. A bit unfortunate for Bimas. I was just about to say he's been playing so well so far. Maiden goes for the 4th kill as well. Does he get an ace? Nope. coldzera says no, denies him the ace, but that was a very well-played round by Maiden. coldzera, 1 versus 4. We've seen him done it before, but let's be honest, most likely not gonna happen this time around.
Yeah, not gonna happen at all. We see Sticko already pushing up towards the drains. No, it's not gonna happen, Pim. Let's be real here.
Okay.
There we go. But yeah, Madden, great hold from him, 4K. I kind of wish he even got that ace. That could have definitely helped his morale a little bit. He's been struggling, especially towards that Archer area.
And look at the money now from FaZe Clan, right? They don't have enough to buy up if they want to go for a full buy. 3 of the players have enough money, 2 of them don't. So, as you were pointing out so correctly just before, had GODSENT lost that round, it would have been the different way. But now that FaZe didn't win, they are starting to struggle with the money. But that is also part of the story in this game. That is the first, dare I say, eco FaZe Clan is having 12 rounds into the game. So they've been in pretty much money control throughout the entire game so far.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I do agree with you. Like, you know, FaZe, the money not looking great. I like what they've done. They haven't gone for the full commit. They've just gone for the upgraded pistols, you know, a little couple of smokes, the flashbang. And it seems like they're heading towards this A bomb side where we do see the 2 Cs rotating over. Are they going to reach her in time is the question. Crystal, perfectly timed smoke, keeping them at bay, but it's completely blinded. And it's going to be off with his head, a French Revolution all over again, as Rain is going to decapitate him. Sticko replies back with a nade of his own. Coldzera barely alive, internally bleeding out at 6 HP. Rain looking for more, but Sticko and Zen, they're going to stem the bleeding for now. And it's all on Nico and Coldzera to somehow make something happen, and that looks very unlikely then.
It's so good to see GODSENT showing some resilience, showing FaZe Clan that despite them being run over in the first beginning of this half, they are standing tall still. They're making a fight. And now Nico, of course, one of the best players in the world with the Desert Eagle in hand. We've seen him done crazy stuff before, but this time around, nothing is going his way. Another nice round by GODSENT, putting the score to 8-5. We still haven't seen a timeout coming out from FaZe Clan, so they must feel relatively confident in the game plan still, but do you think that's enough? 8 rounds on the T side on Inferno with a new player on the roster. Is that going to be enough for FaZe Clan, or are they looking towards 9 or 10?
Oh yeah, they're obviously looking for more, right? But as we do enter the penultimate round of this first half, they have the full buy coming in as well. And I don't think anyone's going to be ecoing into the final round, win or lose here. There's going to be another force buy coming out, even if GODSENT winner FaZe wins this round. But yeah, I do agree. I think they'd be even more happy if they get a couple more rounds. But even 8 rounds, I think they've done their job. I think it's been a great half already from FaZe. But considering the lead they had, Pip, if they kind of like allow GODSENT to kind of come back into this one, it's going to be very rough indeed. But those 2 kills are massive. And now it's all on Sticko. 1v3 all alone on the bomb side. He's going to find one, but he isn't spotted out. He's going to do the smart thing, toss in the nade, and it's going to take a chunk out of Nico. Bomb dropped as well. They got to pick it up. And this is so well played by Sticko, but Rain, his little spider sense tingling, but is now left in a 1v2.
The Norwegian player will have to do it all by himself. Not aware there's a player towards Arch, or is he? Checking towards CT spawn, he could catch a player right here, and he does so. Nice by Rain. Puts it in a 1 versus 1. There's a player towards middle. I don't think he knows where he is. And now he does. Sticko goes for the duel. Doesn't get the kill. Rain charging in and finds the kill. An amazing clutch coming out from the Norwegian player. I gotta say, GODSENT, rounds like these, you cannot give them up. Of course, it is so very well played by Rain, but you're in a prime position to almost make the game even, and you give up what essentially is a 1 versus 3 to Rain. Nicely done by him, though, going for the duel, showing no remorse whatsoever, full of confidence, getting the 9th round on the board and putting the money on GODSENT in the bunkers. Not looking good here for GODSENT. Still an AWP on Farley, but 2 players will have to do with a Beagle. Aggressive towards middle again. It didn't work out the last time for Sticko. Does it now? Yes, finds the first kill, gets instantly tricked back by Brokey, and we got status quo 4 versus 4. This game is hectic. This game is all over the place.
Indeed it is, and I love the pace being set by FaZe here. They know where the AWP is, and it's going to be on Frolic. He finds a nice little flick onto Rain, and now they're trying to pressure him. Backup has arrived, though. 3 players now on the bomb side. Now, if Brokey gets the kill onto Crystal, they're going to be heading over to the B bomb side, as Nico's going to find one. Frolic still alive with the AWP. He knows where the player is, right on the smoke. It's Nico, the veteran, hunting down the player. Brokey, if he can find Crystal, this could be massive. He's looking for him. He sniffs him out, but he's not able to find him yet.
Still plenty of time to work around here for Nico. Heading down towards middle, well aware that Crystal could be sitting right here. Finds the kill as well. Nice headshot by Nico. That's going to open up the round one more time. 50 seconds left. Sen with an M4, Farley with an AWP, and they're deciding to split up. You can see on the minimap right here that not playing it together, and that could potentially be dangerous, but at this point, you got to gamble. Sen had a great half so far. FaZe Clan moving in towards this B bomb side. Does not find the first kill. Goes down to Brokey. Now Farley has to retake the bomb side. Does not have a kit in hand. Do not have any sort of utility left in the bank. All he has is armor, AWP, and a knife. Question is that going to be enough against Brokey and Nico? I doubt it, but now will be the time to come alive for the Danish player who's had a rough start to his GODSENT career.
Yeah, I mean, clutch a kick, right? But I don't think this one's going to happen here. Nico waiting patiently. I don't even know how they managed to kind of dig themselves out of that hole. That looked like GODSENT had that round in the bag. But you were saying, Pimp, are 8 rounds going to be enough? Maybe not. FaZe get 10, and that's massive indeed.
It sure is. We'll have to figure out whether or not it's enough straight after this break.
Everyone will change in a heartbeat. Everyone will change in a heartbeat.
Face without a name, a hero wrapped in shame, a soul that is rejected by a world of judgment. Now the sun begins to fade, will the moon ignite my flame? A symphony of everything I wish could change. So I'm making a final.
Now, this will be do or die time. FaZe, they ended up winning the first map on Nuke. If they get 6 more rounds in this game, it will be game over. They will walk away with victory. GODSENT moving over to the T side. They have to make a comeback. That, I would say, at the time being, is highly unlikely. FaZe Clan is playing some solid Counter-Strike. Well, let's see how this pistol is going to pan out. Blur, take it away.
Yeah, well, Brokey and Nico now going with the utility buy, taking 1 for the team. Each his smoke and a couple of flashes. Brokey with a kit. That is something which GODSENT didn't have earlier, if I'm not mistaken, which was why they lost that their pistol round. And on the side of GODSENT, a bit of utility in the hands of Crystal, a Molotov and a smoke. That's about it. A couple of decoys. Maybe they're going to try and fool the players on the FaZe side with those, but I don't think that's going to be really happening here. They are setting up. Seeing a couple of decoys here, and that's not going to make FaZe budge from the positions. It is going to be a Nico and Rain, and Rain has been phenomenal in the pistol so far, Pimp. Maybe they walk on in. This could be an absolute slaughter here.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. There's still 50 seconds left in the round. Looks like it's going to be this execute. Nico standing in a good position, though. If he can find the first one, cannot quite connect it with the USP. Has a flash, goes in. Rain finds one. Can he find more? He cannot. Now it's up to Nico to defend the bomb site. Has to get more than one, I'd say, if you want to get successful out of this one. Farley gets a nice kill with the Glocks, finally stepping it up, and now it's a 3 versus 4 retake. Brokey, the only player with a kit available attached to his name. He's going to be vital in this retake, but it seems highly unlikely that FaZe can walk in and win this one. coldzera, though, has had a strong game so far, strong series overall. He's going to be much needed as there's only 2 players left.
Yeah, especially with Bimus getting dropped there. I think there should be the call for the save, but GODSENT is not quite done yet. He wants to pad his stats a little bit more, getting taken down to 1 point of health, and he will try and escape as Brokey, just sniping everyone down with a P2K, but in the end, Farlig is there to clutch that one out, although it was a little bit too late for FaZe anyway. For GODSENT, finally, something going their way. They win the pistol, very convincing take coming out from them. Unfortunately, Nico not able to get any kill. If he got the 1 frag there, I felt that retake could have been much more feasible for FaZe Clan, but of course the force is going to be coming in for FaZe. We have the scout in the hands of Brokey, Deagles all around on the side of FaZe Clan, and a number of smokes as well. 5 smokes and 8 in a flashbang. No kits for any of the other players, and for GODSENT, of course, it's going to be the MAC-10s, the Galil, and the Soul Automat Kalashnikov in the hands of Farlig, of all people.
Yeah, that's a great round. That's a good nade by Rain, though, doing a lot of damage towards the GODSENT players. Question is, are they going to go for the same strat as FaZe, just running in towards the bomb side? They are. They're going to be successful with it as well. So were FaZe in the first half, and Nico cannot find anything through the smoke. Or can he? Failed to smoke towards CT spawn, left that gap open, but none of the players are exposing themselves, unfortunately. That's going to be a save round here for FaZe Clan. Probably the smart decision, considering they invested a lot into this round. Rain started off well with a good grenade towards Banana, but couldn't follow it up with a kill. And GODSENT, they're trying to steal off a page from the FaZe Clan playbook, just being super fast, super aggressive, and just basically bulldozering their way in towards the bomb side of B. Good start for them, and it's very important they convert this round after winning the pistol. All of a sudden, Blur, we have a game on our hand.
I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I see a little too early, if you ask me, because, yeah, they win the pistol round, and I like this from them. The aggression, giving FaZe a taste of their own medicine. And for FaZe, smart call from them. They want to save those, the Kevlar and the Deagles and whatnot. So that means GODSENT, they're not going to be expecting a full eco now, right? They have to take this one a little bit more safe as well. So, yeah, they get to 8 rounds. And then FaZe have the bye. And call me a naysayer, call me a negative Nancy player, but I feel like FaZe is just going to continue what they've been doing so far on both Nuke and on the T side here. We're just going to kind of like steamroll GODSENT and just kind of suffocate them on the CD side. But still, that remains to be seen. That's just me hypothesizing how it's going to play out. We still have to see how it's going to really play out, though.
Yeah, I definitely follow that line of thought, but problem is that Inferno is not really a map that allows for that kind of aggression on the CT side. If you get shut down towards Banana or in middle, well, you can't really be aggressive anywhere else. So maybe FaZe Clan will have to play defensively at some point, and that's when we have to test whether this new iteration of FaZe are also able to do that. That being said, though, of course, we'll have to wait and see till the first real buy round comes in. GODSENT have decided to slow down the pace, slowly but surely, taking some map control, making sure not to take any unnecessary duels or any high risk right here. They are well aware that FaZe Clan is still alive with 4 players from the last round of 3 players. That is a scout and 3 players with armor. That can be dangerous, especially when you have Nico on a Deagle finding the first frag towards Crystal. And I'm not sure why Crystal wanted to go in there by himself. There was no potential refrag at all from his teammate right there in that position. And now Nico defending the B bomb side alone, but we've seen him done that before. 2 players are moving in. Nico going for the second one, can't quite connect it. Farley takes him down, and what for a moment looked a bit dangerous, stabilized real quick for GODSENT, in prime position to take their 8th round of the game.
Yeah, but looking very, very, very confident indeed for now. But still, like I said, early days, Madden, a little careful there. Nice little flashbang with Sicko, the savior, as GODSENT doesn't go down without a fight. A couple of shots can be ringing out, and to be honest with GODSENT, this is just the SMGs to be lost, right? They still have all the guns retained from the previous round. GODSENT still being quite a problem indeed. Finally, he will fall. There's money in the bank for the SMG carriers, and that should be the round here. We're going to get to round number 8. And for GODSENT, this is a real test. We're going to be seeing the buy coming in from the side of FaZe. We're definitely going to be seeing Brokey with the AWP, the rifles, and all these players. Now, what I'm curious to see, we saw where Bimus was playing for, BMAX was playing for FaZe on the CD side of Nuke, and he was playing Olaf's role towards the ramp area. What do you think he's going to be doing on Inferno this time around?
That's a good question. I would assume with the limited time they've had to practice that he'll have to take over Olaf Meister's role as we get to see the Deagle action in this game transpire. That was nice kills by both Nico and GODSENT, but wasn't enough. You're right, it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to be used on this CT side. For now, it looks like he's heading over towards the A bomb side, and that's kind of what we expected, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, might as well. You know, you really haven't had the time to really work with him, build around him. So right now just going to play with what's working for you and force him to play the role that you've assigned him. And to be very honest, I think he has so far passed with flying colors so far. He's been looking very solid indeed.
He sure has. I completely agree with that. There's no doubt about that. The problem for GODSENT in this round, just to nerd it out a little bit with you guys, is the fact that they've had to play with the Mac-10 and the Galil. Of course, you do not want to upgrade from those weapons in order to keep money in the bank should you lose the round. But when you look at the two buys isolated, FaZe Clan is having a much stronger buy this round. An AWP and 4 M4s going up against, a Galil, a Mac-10 and 2 AKs, as well as an AWP isolated. Looking at the two buys, FaZe Clan is in a much stronger position.
They are, but they're slowly relinquishing a lot of map control. Now, Crystal here, the moment he gets taken down, the moment Nico realizes no one there, it's going to be huge. But coldzera finding Zen, that's going to call for the play here. If both of them get taken down, it's going to be rough, but Nico's going to find Crystal, and the information conveyed. They haven't dropped on down, and it's going to be Madden who's going to actually get the kill. But he won't be expecting Rain, is he? He's going to clear it out, though. That's a massive double kill from Madden. And now coldzera's nearby, but it's so very low, and it's a brilliant flashbang at Madden. He even has time to turn back around, switch over to the Deagle, and catches Cold, dabbing away to glory. And it's now Bimus and Brokey, the two youngsters on the FaZe side, and I think they're just going to call this one a day and just give this round up.
And that's going to sting a little bit in the FaZe Clan camp. That was a nice setup towards Banana, nicely done by Nico, getting the first frag. Also, at least selling the fake in the beginning, but Maiden, man, he just had that one under control. Maybe that's some preparation. Maybe that's just some insane sixth sense from the player, but he knew exactly where to look, and he did it. Opened up the round completely, and then I will say coldzera a little bit unlucky towards CT spawn. That flash was not really intended towards coldzera. I don't think he was aware that he was that close up, but as soon as he saw him standing right there, holding his arm in front of his eyes, Maiden thought to himself, why not get a third kill and win the round? Well done by him. Well done by GODSENT, putting a 9th round to the game. You did not want to say it before, Blur, but I think we do have a game on our hand now.
Now I agree. Now I agree with you. One round away from tying things up. And
look at that
this
right
was
there.
this was surprising from Rain, though. Was he so certain that Madden wasn't going to be checking him, right?
Must have been the case.
I really felt they would be holding that angle together, you know, just hold both the players hold the line, the trade happens immediately, and then a perfect flashbang. I just kind of feel like he threw a Hail Mary flash in coldzera, unfortunately, completely blinded. Huge round from Madden, who had a pretty rough CD side, mind you, with an AWP of his, but looking pretty good here on the T side with the AK-47. However, for the side of FaZe, they do have the utility to work with. Rain looking hungry, but he's going to get caught on out. Crystal, now it's his turn to shine, finds 2 kills, and now it's all on Brokey, and is getting hounded back by the side of GODSENT. He's got a smoke to keep him at bay for now, but look at Crystal continuing to hold double, just pushing further. Brokey, you just got to relinquish the B bomb side. The call's been made. They're like, just hold on to your guns. There's no hope going for this. And GODSENT, pimp, out of nowhere, they've come alive. And they've basically given FaZe a taste of their own bitter medicine.
Yeah, this was exactly what I feared when we went into this CT side. You said it yourself, right? You expected FaZe Clan to just pump it out there and keep the pace up. But when you play the CT side of Inferno, if you're met by aggression, your own aggression will most often, you know, not be as successful as it can be on other maps, let's be honest. Inferno is a map where it's super tough to be aggressive on the CT side. There's a very few limited options where you can do it and how you can do it. Banana, of course, is one of the areas, and as you saw right here, Crystal was well aware. And at some point, I think FaZe Clan will have to realize that they just have to sit back exactly like GODSENT did in the first half and then play it defensively. And that's where I want to see FaZe Clan, if they have that second dimension to them. We know them to be a strong team, especially when they're playing fast, especially when they're playing aggressive Counter-Strike. But if they can also master sitting back and being a bit more defensive and playing, you know, crossfires and playing as a team, that's when we get to see FaZe Clan up on the very highest level of Counter-Strike. So I guess that will have to be the adaptation for them coming in. I would be very surprised if we're not going to see a more defensively playing FaZe Clan in the upcoming rounds. That being said, though, GODSENT keep on going, keep on putting on the pressure. We now evened out the game 10-10, won 5 in a row, and found FaZe Clan. If I'm the fans out there sitting in the Twitch chat, I would be a bit scared that we may have a game on our hand.
Yeah, definitely 5 in a row. Haven't dropped one yet. Albeit, 3 of the rounds they won were the pistol and 2 anti-eco, so you do have to take that with a little bit of pinch of salt. Let's see what they have in store for us here. This B bomb side has been a problem for FaZe. I mean, so many times where they've had the advantage, you had 3 players even at one point in time, but still, GODSENT able to hammer their way home. That's a chunky nade. That is massive. Zen down to 49, Sticko at 58. very good early damage being dished out by Nico and Rain. And there's going to be a faster hit. This is pretty much a FaZe recreated, but this time around Nico with the spray finds two. He's going to push on out further, looking for more, getting a little too over-eager perhaps, and he's going to get taken down. It's all on Rain right now, and they are very aware of his position, Pimp. They have an inkling where he might be, and he's getting hounded, needs to rattle off a shot. Great little flick there to find Madden. I thought it was done for, but he finds the kill. Bomb goes down. At least FaZe have the man advantage as they go in for this retake.
Such a nice kill from Rain, giving them a much better chance of being successful with this retake. That being said, though, Farley in a good position right now. Question is, does he have the balls in order to stay here, right? He should know that there could be pressure coming on from Banana. At some point, he'll have to fall back, and I think that's exactly what Brokey is aware of. The flash coming in from the teammate. Nicely done by him, and now the retake will come in full force. Half of the bomb timer has already ticked down. They have to be fast now. They have to go in. Farley cannot connect the first one. Stuku in a 1 versus 3 finds the first one. Cannot find coldzera. Question is, hit. They do. coldzera is going to defuse the bomb. It's going to be close, isn't it? Oh, no. Oh, he just about got it right there for coldzera. That was super close. Nice retake by FaZe Clan. Nicely done. Good flashes for each other, but that was down to the narrow. I don't think there was much more than 0.01 second left on that bomb.
I don't even know how the hell they managed to get the defuse. That was so very close. I thought it was a Dunzo. I thought he didn't get the defuse. But FaZe, skin of the teeth, they do survive. 11-10 now.
Super expensive round for them, but we got to see exactly what we were talking about before, Blue. The fact that they had to sit back. Nico had to do a defensive role on towards that B bomb site. Was very successful with it, finding 2 kills with them for this time around, though. He's gonna try with AWP, gets flashed out, falls back. Nicely done by BMS. Finding a kill towards Stuku in middle. Brokey ready and waiting for another guy in middle. Also ready for number 2. Question is, can he get away now? Good flash from his teammate. Still haven't found a way out of here. Now he does, and there we go. A 5 versus 3 for FaZe Clan. Great opening right here. Successful with the aggression.
Yeah, especially Brokey surviving there is massive, right? A little unfortunate the trade didn't take place then as well. Unfortunate timing, the nade almost gets to kill his coldzera. Just massive cojones on the man to go for the white peak. Finds Zen, and with that, Frolic and Crystal. And yes, they have a lot of money, Pim. They have strongest 5 rounds in a row, and many of those rounds were very convincing as well. So they're looking pretty good. But FaZe Clan, have they finally woken up is a question here. If they can win this one without taking any more casualties, that's massive. They can slowly start to build up a little bit of an economy here. But now Crystal and Frolic, the in-game leader, the latest addition to this team. What could they possibly do in this scenario? 30 seconds, not much time to work with, no map control whatsoever. And I think they've gone for the right call here. They're just going to hold on to these guns for the next round.
And that is Counter-Strike right here for you. If you're sitting out there on the Twitch TV channel and you're watching a professional Counter-Strike game for one of the first times in your life, this is how crazy a game can be. We are talking a split second the round before from coldzera, getting that bomb defuse and not getting it. The following round, well, they win the aggression, they win the duels, and all of a sudden FaZe can find themselves in a very comfortable position, putting on 12 rounds to the board and now building up an economy as well. Counter-Strike is a fantastic game in the sense that it always goes back and forth, and it's the smallest details sometimes that determines whether you win or you lose. Great job by the 2 youngsters of FaZe Clan. We saw it right here. BMS and Brokey finding the 2 opening kills for FaZe Clan. Now question is, can they continue it? coldzera had a strong CT side so far, I'd say. Probably better on the T side, but still more in store for us. GODSENT though, not out of it, still with a decent economy behind them as well. Looks like they want to go for an aggressive play towards middle.
Oh yeah, they are indeed. Brokey getting forced on back, but he's done the damage. Madden very low. I love that from Nico. Just spots the player out, doesn't really take the fight. He knows GODSENT are pushing in. They're taking matters in their own hands. This is so weird. 4 CTs, 3 on the bomb site, and 1 player BMS, the only man playing towards pit. And now they're going to be coming for the hit. They're not going to be expecting this. Brokey's going to find one, and they're getting slaughtered here, but coldzera on the side, they have no idea. They're not going to be expecting any of the play. Look at the trigger discipline from coldzera. This is godlike. 1, looking for more, but Frolic, he's going to get the kill. They still know where BMS is. I really thought Cole would get both the frags there, Pim. Unfortunately, just finds the 1, and now it's a 2v2 post plan.
Farley and Stuko combining for a kill each, winning that round. Cold Zero, you said it, he was playing that perfectly fine, but you gotta give a lot of credit to Farley right here. Getting that kill with the Tech 9 on towards Cold Zero. Look at that, just an instant headshot, and also finishing up the round. He started out as James Bond in this game. He was 007. Classic 007, and now he's finding himself on 12-12. He's stepping it up and he's showing his worth. That is exactly why GODSENT spent a lot of money buying out this Danish youngster from Copenhagen Flames. FaZe Clan still have the money to buy right here. Once again wins out the duel towards Banana. This kid is on fire right now. And Blur looks like... Oh, Moan. He's all over the place right now. Looks like he's ready to play. FaZe Clan down 4 versus 5. This is not looking good anymore. They lose this one, they lose money control. GODSENT will draw up the game, and at that point, I'd even say GODSENT are favorites to win Inferno.
How is Nico alive? How is he still alive at 2 HP? At this point, I found Nico. I'm just running back, not even on the slide. Like, I head to construction, just pray to whatever gods I believe in that I stop getting harassed. He's got wallbang, Molotov, naded, and he's now on 2 HP. And I agree with you, GODSENT, they're not going to just go down here without a fight. They want to take it to map number 3, which I do believe is going to be Dust 2. And at least based off what we've seen so far here, I believe Dust 2 is going to get very messy indeed. What is going on? Range is relinquishing the B bombs. Are they going for the save already? Looks like they are. They're just like going for the A stack, and yeah, Range probably is going to go for a spray to the smoke, try to hopefully find a frag. If he doesn't, that's going to be the call for the save. They're going to save the 4 rifles, and I do believe that's the right call, Pimp. Nico at 2 HP as well.
That's a great call. And again, a lot of players out there, a lot of new guys to the stream may think to themselves, hey, why are they saving in 4 versus 5? It's a smart decision when you look at the economy. Next round, they cannot afford anything if they don't save this one. If they save all 4 players, though, they're going into the next round with a full buy once again. So they're basically giving themselves another chance of winning the buy round, winning the economy game. The only problem when you make a decision like this is that you allow GODSENT to survive 5 players, which builds up their economy even further. So it is a bit of a gamble there, I say it, but it's a smart decision from FaZe Clan. If you believe that you're the stronger team, if you believe that you need the guns, if you need the utility in order to successfully have a strong CT hold, you take that save, you take that loss, and it's a very mature decision made by FaZe Clan. I like to see it. They're showing they're not that one-dimensional as we always think, right? It's not only about holding the W, rushing around. They have some brains in that team as well, and of course they do. Some of the greatest players to ever play the game is sitting on that side. So another full buy round, 12-12. The game is completely even, Blur. If you had to put your money somewhere right now, where would you go?
Look, only on this map right now? Yeah. GODSENT are somehow forcefully changing my mind. They just build up this momentum that they're just rolling with. And despite a couple of rounds going the way of FaZe, Cold Zero though, I say something and he shuts me up. 2 huge kills, and look at the damage being dealt to Crystal as well. And despite getting the kill in Rain, he walks in out completely unaware where Frolic might be. That might have been a crucial mistake. It's a 3v3 now. Nico down to 25 points of health. Brokey all alone with the op towards that arch area. If he gets his kill, it could be big, and that's a bomb down. That is massive. Zen dropping the bomb and dropping the ball as well. This could be the round right here.
It could. Brokey, though, in a good position. Bomb is down. A good smokes come in from GODSENT right here. A great Molotov from BMS again. He may only sit on 13 kills, but they've been super, super impactful. That one right there, that's maybe a bit of a heated decision coming out for the duel. Tries to go for the spray through the smoke, puts down Farley to 17 HP. Now he's well aware where he is. He picked up the bomb, but at this point, that doesn't matter. All FaZe Clan have to do is play the bomb site, play the time. Farley should not be able to do anything about this round, especially considering that he has no utility, no Molotov to flush any players out, no smokes to cover any angles. He has to go for the duels. And he's only at 17 HPs. Have a strong T-side so far. And that shot, unfortunately, didn't connect for him. And that puts up FaZe Clan to 13 rounds. So to the people out there maybe wondering, why did FaZe Clan save the other round? I guess the answer is right here for you. They gave themselves another shot of winning a round, putting on pressure towards GODSENT, and they were successful with it, especially because of Cold Zero and the aggression down towards mid.
Oh, will that continue though, right? It's just been so back and forth. At this point, I feel it's almost impossible to call this one. And frankly speaking, Pim, I don't know about you. I want to see Dust 2. I want to see how it's going to play on out. You look at Nuke, you look at Inferno, more tactical maps, but hold on. Crystal's playing a game of the floor is lava, and he will survive at 25 HP. He will make his escape as well, right before a barrage of nades was being tossed in by FaZe Clan. He could have been caught out there, but he survives on 4 points. I felt that Nico has aggressed out, playing right behind the mini wall. Now Farlik is going to line it up, and left clicks. There we go, gets Rain, and now Nico. It's all on him. They know where he is, tosses the smoke, not expecting Madden to be so close. This could be the round here, unless the player there holding the line. They hear a smoke hit his feet, coldzera. So unfortunate, he gets the 1 kill, but that's about it. I think the round's done. FaZe will have to save the 2 players here. Bimus and Brokey hold on to their rifles. They have a little money in the bank. But can they hold on? Because the hunt is already on Sticko, on the lurk, floating towards the apartments area. The thing is, Pim, if both of them survive, both Bimus and Brokey can drop a couple of guns onto Rain and coldzera, and Nico can buy for himself. But if one of them die, and I jinxed it completely. Now, Brokey left alone. Oh, this is looking rough.